fun. Everything's so nice. Body shape so fine. Wise enough to be a ruler. This water street from Zambezi. Oh yeah, these women now so fine. A beauty like Kilimanjaro. Oh, African woman rocks. An African woman rocks. African woman rocks. An African woman rocks. It's a brotherhood thing. Oh no no no. My name is Roberto. Southern and General Ozinanani. Bless that African woman. Rich skin tone, my woman. True African proud woman. Rise up, African woman. Definition of a partner. Find so hard, she a hustler. Think you the head of the house, but she a backbone of the whole clan. Everything so nice, body shape so fine. Wise enough to be a ruler. This is Africa. So blessed. I drink water straight from Zambezi. Oh yeah, these women now so fine, a beauty like Kilimanjaro. Oh yeah, African woman rocks, an African woman rocks, African woman rocks, an African woman rocks. It's got you.
Real heart South African woman, true African proud woman. Let me hear one more time. Put your hands up. Africa, Africa, Daraka, Midaka, Walada Ayana, Gunaburuhda, Aladabanka, Daraka, Day, Anurukia, Waka, Umadega, the Sharafka, Walada Aburuhia, Hanaka, Zambia, Somalia, Kateria, Tabantia, Edaka, Umadega, Digo, the Sharafka, one of the Havana, Africa.
Is Africa and I'm so blessed. I drink water straight from Zambezi. Oh yeah, these women are so fine, a beauty like Kilimanjaro. Oh yeah, African woman rocks, African woman rocks, African woman rocks. African woman rocks.
Alright, about now, make I tell you about my type of girl. Alright, African girl, special type of girl. Listen, she's my chikanda, Lumanda. The girl I wanna turn into an abanda. Babidi Bama, yes, I come a bacana. Kataya Liga, Siabana.
She's so fine, fine like the river Nile.
Rich skin tone like a chocolate. Mama Africa, you're immaculate.
From Ghana to Lagos, Lusaka to Nairobi, Tanzania to the Bell of Africa. This is Africa and I. So blessed, I drink water straight from the lake. Oh yeah, these women are so fine, a beauty like Kilimanjaro. Oh yeah, African woman rocks, an African woman rocks, African woman rocks, an African woman rocks.
Another beat by Roberto.
Oh yeah, it's a brotherhood thing.
It's a brother.
Listen. La 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 la. My name is Roberto Amarula. Oh, have you seen my Amarula? So sweet and fine like Amarula. She comes in the morning, Amarula. Still have a human night. Amarula. Gives me hangover, Amarula. But I don't care, no. Amarula. So smooth and clean like Amarula. Don't ever touch my Amarula. Amarula. Fire, fire upon my roller. You fit in my life, you fit in my head, you fit to the goons dancing. She don't get drunk easily. She can dance till 5 in the morning. No car, house or money. Can never get to change her mind on me. Yes, I be a sugar daddy. And she don't want nobody but me. You like it when I go crazy. You I can never leave. Amarula, oh have you seen my Amarula? So sweet and fine like Amarula. She comes in the morning. Amarula, still have her in my night time. Gives me hangover. Amarula, but I don't care no. Amarula, so smooth and clean like Amarula. Don't ever touch my Amarula. Oh 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 Amarula. Let nobody slow you down. Let somebody go crazy. Let somebody go crazy. Things we do, just you and I. Things we say, just you and I. Make the people say you and I don't come from earth, no. Yes, I be a sugar daddy, and she don't want nobody but me. You like it when I go crazy. You I can never leave. Oh, oh, have you seen my Amarula? So sweet and fine like Amarula. She comes in the morning. Amarula, still have her in my night time. Gives me hangover. Amarula, but I don't care no. Amarula, so smooth and clean like Amarula. Don't ever touch my Amarula. She don't get drunk easily. She can dance till 5 in the morning. Make the people say you and I don't come from earth, no. Fire, fire on my road. She can be my control. Maybe be my own rule. And it is only you, yeah. Yes, I be a sugar daddy. And she don't want nobody but me. You got me going so crazy. I don't want nobody but you. Amarula, oh have you seen my Amarula? So sweet and fine like Amarula. She comes in the morning. Amarula, still have her in my night time. Gives me hangover. Amarula, but I don't care no. Amarula, so smooth and clean like Amarula. Don't ever touch my Amarula. Oh have you seen my Amarula? So sweet and fine like Amarula. She comes in the morning. Amarula, still have her in my night time. Gives me hangover. Amarula, but I don't care no. So smooth and clean like Amarula. Don't ever touch my Amarula.
One misconception.
One for the party, two for the money, three for the three for the honey, four for the four when you shake your bum 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 bum. See, you like to party, party with the boys that get money, hey. You like to party, party with the girls that get money, hey. Oh, I'm running music on, running music on my belly. Oh, I'm running music on my belly. DJ get them minutes on the hey. Say me I like to party with Rashida and Nancy. Hey. See me whining. Hold on, not talking in bottle. Hey, hey, say I like to party with Shakira and Beyonce from Miami. Hey, 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 I like to chill. Chilling with Uze and Jay-Z. Just go down when the music come up. Put it down on my shelf, we are rave on the floor. Down now when the music come, we are da-da-dee-dee, oh yeah. Oh, da-da-da. Everybody one for the party, two for the shawty, three for the shake your bum bum bum. Me I like to party, party with the girls, get body, hey, hey. Me I like to party, party with the boys, get money, ready. Go down when the music come up, go down when the music come up, ready. Go down when the music come up. When the DJ keep that minute on up, see me wine, see me the below, see me dance to reggae and call it. Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining us at our AWR Intercultural Epic Award ceremony. We are glad to have you here. Uh, we're just going to get into the program of the day as we seem to have a quite few people already in. I have with me today my co-MC of Precious. Precious, will you just give them a high five so people would know you're in?
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Precious and I'm the MC along with Mrs. Miriam for today's event.
Thanks, Precious, for that. And we will be opening the event with the president's speech. Precious, do you want to call on the president so we can start?
Hello everyone, as we all know what today's event is all about. It's all about empowering women and we women will run the world like Beyonce would say, who run the world, girls. So today I would like to call in the woman that actually inspired me when I read about graphics. She actually inspired me a lot, and she's the brain behind this event. No other person but than Mrs. Islamia Sadiq Khadija.
Can you please unmute yourself,
Yes,
President?
yes, it does that. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being part of Africa Women Roundtable, the 4th edition and Intercultural Epic Award, which is the 2nd edition. My name is Islamia Sadiq Khadija, and it is my pleasure to have you here this afternoon. I want to welcome our panelists. I want to welcome all the awardees. I want to welcome our friends, organizations, and of course the AMDAF team to this great occasion. So I'll quickly take the address, then we take it from there. Once again, I want to say hello to everybody, and I want to say hello to our eminent board of directors, the honorable member of the executive committee, distinguished panelists, our amazing awardees, moderators, event hosts, gentlemen of the press, Flex FM, and others, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. On behalf of AMDAF, I am delighted to welcome you all to the 4th Africa Women Roundtable and 2nd Intercultural Epic Award 2021. I am very honored to be joined by so many inspirational women, community leaders, entrepreneurs, change agents, mothers and wives, and of course, men, great men of honor, who are bold enough to be in our presence today, who are ready for change, who are ready to lend a voice, to show us compassion, understand, and learn how best to support us. I appreciate you, men, especially. Thank you. This year's theme, Feelings Talk, What Next, is very significant at this time, as you will all agree with me. Most of us have been stuck at home since the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. Before the pandemic, many women are stuck in abusive relationships, mental health issues, work-related issues, parenting challenges, and a lot more. And unfortunately, COVID-19 has not come to help regarding that. It has now come to worsen the situation. As an organization committed to promoting women and community development, AMDAF thought it appropriate this time to reflect on progress. We have to live with it, we are living with it, but we cannot remain stuck. And so in line with this year International Women's Day theme, we are here this afternoon to press for change, to press for progress, to press for developments, to attain success. This year International Day, as we all know, the theme is Choose to Challenge. We are here to challenge all thoughts and actions that limit our progress. Today, all day and every day from now on, we choose to maximize our potentials. I want to remind you of a very short story. The only bird that dares to peck an eagle is the raven. It sits on the eagle's back and bites its neck. However, the eagle doesn't respond, fight, or spend time or energy with the raven. It just opens its wings and begins to fly higher in the sky. The higher the flight, the harder it is for the raven to breathe, and raven eventually falls due to lack of oxygen and dies. Many challenges like that will sit on our back, bite our neck. Sometimes we can't breathe. Rather than remain stuck, we have to challenge ourselves as women. We have to take action. Do you want to fly? Do you want to wave it off? Whatever we have to do something and see those challenges fade away. I want to remind us, the race is not for the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor the bread to the wise, nor riches to men of skill, but time and chances happen to them all. Nothing is like, there's nothing that happens to anyone, to me, to you, that has never happened to anybody before. No, but it is how we handle it, what we do about it, that actually brings about a solution. Today is a day to remember. I want you all to be part of the roundtable discussion. Feel free, it's our platform. No hold back. Share your views and experiences without holding back. Have fun as well. Dance, dance, dance. And don't forget, clap for someone, celebrate love, hug virtually, and smile. I want to say a big thank you to Galway City Council, Galway Rural Development, Galway City Community Network, the media, Art Family Resource Center. This has been printed before more support came in. African United Galway, Youth Walk Island, a host of others. And of course, I want to say congratulations to our awardees. Today, Salome, Nana, Mujisola, Helen, and Vicky, you ladies push boundaries. You make extraordinary contributions to our community. We see you, we love you, we appreciate you because you do all of this in spite of your own challenges. You are not without challenges. And that is the more reason we are so proud of you. Every year when we have an African Women Roundtable, I always remember my mom, my late mom, the woman who raised me the way she did. And I think she tried her best, and I'm happy the way she did raise me the way she did. I want to pray that Allah elevate her among those who are guided, send her along the path of those who came before, enlarges her grave, shed light upon her in the grave, pardon her and pardon us. In solidarity, my friends, my sisters, with deep love and affection, good afternoon. Thank you so much. Once again, welcome to Africa Women Roundtable.
Thank you so much, Islamia Khadija, for that beautiful opening address. That was indeed a beautiful one, and it's actually a very good, a welcoming one for everybody. Thanks so much for that. The next on the agenda is, like, we have a beautiful lineup of programs on our agenda for today. The next on the agenda is about AMDAF, which will come from me. We'll be sharing what AMDAF has been doing so far, who we are, and the reason why we are AMDAF. Just give me a second, I'm just trying to, it's loading slowly. Yep. One second.
The screen is up.
Yeah, I'm just, yeah. So about AMDAF and who we are. Amdala Africa Foundation, AMDAF,
Who we are. Amdala Africa Foundation, AMDAF, is a not-for-profit registered charity organization. AMDAF envisions a future where women of African descent and their families enjoy equal opportunity and are not judged based on race or gender. Our vision is that every family is recognized without discrimination, respected, and treated justly. Our mission is to contribute to the protection and promotion of civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights of women of African descent and their families. We adopt Goal 5 of the Sustainable Development Goals by promoting all actions to eliminate root causes of discriminations against women of African descent in public and private spheres to achieve gender equality and empower them. Registration about what we do. Our representation, we advocate rights, promote capacities, and serve as a driving force for social change. Networking. We create space for women to meet and support, inspire, encourage, and advocate for each other. This is an example of what we're doing today. Information sharing. AMDA follows and shares information on available services, opportunities, and policies. Workshops and seminars. AMDA flagship program, African Women Roundtable and Intercultural Epic Awards, is an emerging annual global women empowerment conference and recognition awards event. This is designed to create a safe place for women of African descent to hold conversations that matter, change the narrative surrounding their identities, to build capacities, and find personal fulfillment awards. Personal fulfillment. The awards is aimed at recognizing and celebrating individuals and groups for excellence, positive impact, and community development. We also organize training, seminars, and workshops on various fundamental topics for youth and women, such as AMDEF Dance Against Cancer, Youth Summit, and series of social integration programs. Community development. Our community development project, Galway Online Community Radio, GoCom Radio, aims at giving the ethnic minorities a voice through active online community radio. GoCom Radio aims at giving the ethnic minorities a voice in Irish media and producing content around issues that affect the ethnic minorities. The vision of this project is to unite the community without discrimination and promote cultural values through indigenous languages of the ethnic minorities. This is about us, this is what we do, and this is who we are. Thanks for listening to that. We're going to go to the next on the agenda, which is the opening keynote address. Precious will be introducing the person that will give us the opening address. Precious, please.
Hi everyone, welcome back, and thank you for that great introduction, Miriam. And the next on our agenda is the opening keynote address, like Miriam said, which I will be calling in Mrs. Bilikisu Savage. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I think we just lost Precious there. Okay, she's back in now.
Sorry.
Precious? I think we just lost Precious there, but I'll just take it up from there. We have Mrs. Bilikisu Savage, who will be giving us the keynote address. Mrs. Bilikisu Savage is a magistrate, HR and staff management expert, community leader, and activist. She holds business studies graduate with a foundation certificate in project management. She is currently studying for Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, CIPD. She's a team manager with over 30 years in UK civil service. Bilikisu is an active, respected community leader and a community cohesion and safeguarding advocate. She has special interests in women, family, and youth affairs. She is a member of various Muslim associations. She currently serves as the Deputy Amira of the Federation of Muslim Women Association, UK, and a member of the Board of Trustees. Bilikisu is always keen to promote fairness, equality, and justice in the community. She's a magistrate in UK with over 12 years of experience. She's happily married with children. You're welcome on board, Mrs. Bilkisu Savage. Thanks for coming.
Hello, thank you for that introduction. Thank you for that introduction. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizers of this event for inviting me, for giving me the honor to be part of this wonderful program. I'm privileged, I'm honored, and I thank Almighty for giving me the opportunity to be here today, in spite of all the challenges, because I had so many programs, but I felt honored to be invited, and I'm pleased to be part of you today. I hope to be able to give some thoughts to what you expect from me. I've listened to what has been said about AMDA. I'm so proud that, you know, AMDA is doing some wonderful work in Ireland, and I wish I could be there in person. Maybe some other time we have a physical, a face-to-face event. Now, in the spirit of what you do, and in the spirit of this year, International Women's Day, one of the things I wanted to share with you is my passion about women. My passion about women because COVID-19 has impacted on women, girls, in so much profound way that's created so much equality that we face every day. Today, with different faiths, ethnicity, identity, or special needs, I celebrate you all women. In all our diversity, I celebrate our diversity today. I'm using this theme of this year, International Women's Day, as a central piece of my presentation, because diverse women experience are fundamental to the national and indeed the global recovery plans. Our diversity, our experience is very, very much important, the way we move forward. Because, like I said, COVID has impacted more women, families, youth, and we women are the backbone of society. We face this every day. So for me, it's a time for us to reflect, and it's a time for us to reflect, to move forward and set the pace for change. It's very important for us to remember that as we celebrate this event, we will reflect, we will set the pace to move forward. There's many things to say, but one of the things I want to say is the act of courage and determination by ordinary women who have played extraordinary role in history in their country. For instance, as in Islam, we have our mother, Khadija, the first woman, who played so much, who was the backbone of the family. We had people like Rosa Parks in America. We have people like Mrs. Ransom Kuti in Nigeria. They were the backbone of society. And I know, to name a few, in Europe, there are people, women, who are the backbone of society. The question for me then is, why is it important for us to mention this and celebrate this? Because we need to achieve an equal world. Women have to be able to be on the same stage with men. Our youth are our generation. They are the leaders of tomorrow. And we women have to set the pace for them. And also, we live in a global village. We are all connected by technology, but despite all the connectivity with technology, women still face significant cultural, socioeconomic, and political barriers to leadership. Hence, reading from AMDA's objective in promoting equality, I commend you for doing that. So for me, what I'm saying is this: we need to achieve a more equal world. And to do that, there's a call for us to support women, girls, to access a lot of opportunity so that they can be able to lead in a global village. What AMDA is doing, supporting women, providing training, being an advocate, is excellent. And our employee to continue to do that. That is what we need, because we need more women our youth, our girls to be in leadership in years to come. They are the leaders to come. Having the opportunity to be able to do things in future requires support, requires training. And what we need is organization like AMDA to be the advocate, to support, and to give the platform for women that are capable, that are willing to lead, to be able to have the skills, the tools to do that. As we move forward with COVID-19, I like to encourage the need to create a society where there's equality, fairness in our society, so we can live peacefully. For a peaceful coexistence, we need to embrace sisterhood. Today's event is emblem of sisterhood. For me, the fact that we can have an event that embraces every religion diversity, for me, irrespective of our faith, is a very important thing to hold on to. That is very important. In COVID-19 world, there's a need for us to continue to work together, support each other, to elevate each other. It is important to achieve our individual leadership and goals and aspirations. Very, very important. We mothers are role models. We have to lead, and our younger generation to see that we're there to give them the training, the support, and the motivation. Like today's event, we must find a way to collaborate and partner to achieve leadership and greater heights. What AMDA is doing in Ireland, working with organization, working with the government, is a way forward. Because for me, it's very important to have organization that protects African heritage, that is keen on making sure the African woman is not forgotten, that is keen and focused on elevating African women. I commend you, AMDA. I really commend you. As we know, according to World Population Statistics, there are more women and girls in the world. But the fact is, we live in a man's world. Post-COVID-19, countries and society will have to adapt to new ways of working due to the impact of COVID-19. There will be new and different barriers to overcome. And achieving leadership goals, in achieving equality, in achieving fairness, it is important for us to work together and be able to make sure that there is unity among us so that we can reach our highest potential. What I would say is this: AMDA should be supported. All our sisters, all organizations should continue to work with AMDA to make sure that that sustainable goal that they want to achieve can be achieved. There is strength and synergy in number. Together, we can achieve more. Once again, thank you for the organizer for inviting me, for giving me the opportunity to say a few words to open the event. I want us to use our strengths to achieve positive leadership for future generations. May the Lord continue to strengthen and guide us and bless us in all our endeavors. My take is, let's use our unity, let's use our strength to work together, to support each other, to elevate us so that there's justice in society. I commend you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much for that beautiful keynote address. We indeed appreciate that. And that was indeed, full of information, and it is quite deep when it comes to, some of the areas and the things that we need to think about. Thank you so much. We are women. We are the leaders of the world. We have a lot to do. And that is the reason why we are here. And I hope that, we all take 1, 2, or 3 things out of this event for today, because that's the reason behind it. And that is the aim behind it. Thank you so much for joining us for that. So we'll be moving on to the next on the agenda, which is the first session of our roundtable. But before we get into that, I'm just going to be calling out our panelists so that you meet our panelists one after the other, and then we'll give you a glimpse into just what they have done, what they're going to be doing, and then you get to meet the panelists. I'm going to start with the first person of Ejiro Ogwewon. The AG role is she is a community, she's a counselor in psychotherapy with over 10 years of experience working with adults and more with recently with adolescents to facilitate, mental health being, their mental health being. And the next person would be Mrs. Bilkis Bolajoko Grillo. She is FCA, FCIB, FCIT, ACIM, MBA, a fellow of many professional institutions, in an experienced technocrat with bias for strategic planning and corporate restructuring. And the next of our panelists is Catherine Dean. Catherine is an educator who specializes in autism. She works directly with nonverbal children with challenging behavior, and she moderates to she moderates to severe special needs support to support special needs children. Catherine Dean worked as an assistant vice principal. She has a role as AVP and gave her opportunities to manage the school when the principal and vice principal aren't around. The next of our panelists is Toluwani Akehome. Sorry if I pronounced that wrongly. Toluwani is MBA Chartered MCIPD MINSLTLM. She's a lead consultant and Advantage Dimensions. She is a leadership and people's development counselor, where she supports organizational development through an emphasis on inclusive leadership and behavioral change for enhanced performance. And the next person we are meeting would be our moderators. We have two moderators. The first person of Islamia, Sadiq Khadijo, a Kovna, a moderator. You just met her quite a few minutes ago. She's our president. She's a social justice advocate, social entrepreneur, an inspirational speaker. Islamia Sadiq Khadijo is the founder and president of Amdala Africa Foundation. And the next person you'll be meeting is the Natasha Muldoon. She's a moderator. She is a youth support worker. And just 1 minute, I think I just missed that. 1 second, please. Yeah, she's a support worker in Art Family Resource Center in the diverse community of Dogishka. She's passionate about supporting and empowering young people to reach their potential. This is our panelist and our moderator for the first session of the African Women Roundtable discussion, which the topic will be based on raise the issue. Our panelists. Can you unmute yourself as you come on board?
Huh?
I'll just bring the panelists to the...
Bring them together.
Toluwani, are you there? Can you? Okay, I've seen her.
Yes, she is.
I just want to put the panelists on spotlight.
Yep.
Okay. Mama Grillo. Natasha, just say hi to me so that I can put you on spotlight. Thank you. Okay, Catherine.
Hi.
Catherine. Okay.
Hi.
I'm not the host. Okay, so.
Okay, Mama Grillo, is she here? Okay, she's not. She'll join us. Maybe the host, please, when she's in, you can let her join us.
Yeah.
So welcome once again, everybody. And personally, I am honored to be sharing platform with the likes of Tuluani, Ejiro, Catherine, Natasha. These are great, powerful women that I'm always like, bending down, looking at them, hoping to climb up to where they are. Thank you so much. So Natasha, would you like to kick off the conversation?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, also, I am honored to be in this space. Wow, what an incredible and inspiring group of women. And yeah, I guess maybe we'll start off with the theme of the event, getting stuck. So what does feeling stuck, what does it mean to you? If anybody would like to start with that.
Yeah, I can kick off that on that note. And first and foremost, let me say thank you very much to Islamia. You're fantastic, fantastic woman, phenomenal. And I'm just in awe of the things that you're doing, the things you've done, and of course, the things that you're yet to do. And I'm looking forward to greater things from you and from your team, a phenomenal team. I was really in awe how you have really organized everything. It was just so on point. So well done to you and to your team, and congratulations on this event. And to all the other panelists, to Ejiro, to Natasha, to Kathy, I am actually looking forward to sharing and of course to learning as well. It is a really topical deliberation we're going to have today. So I'm looking forward to all of the things that we're going to come out, and of course the action plans that we're going to develop from these conversations. So let me kick off this way. I suppose women, one of the things that excites me now, and I think I shared that earlier in another meeting this morning, is the fact that in as much as women are facing so many challenges at the moment, and in fact, one of the surveys that I just carried out amongst women who are working remotely, people were using, I was asking them what their opinions were in relation to how, what the feelings were about working now in these days. And people were using words like conflicted, like stressed, and like confused, and these were women, powerful women in their own right. So it is a difficult time, but as much as we know that it's a difficult time, I also see the fact that there are many initiatives that are rising up now, recognizing the place of women and recognizing what the challenges are and preferring solutions that will help women to navigate the various challenges that are ahead of us. So I dare say that we are in for a future defining time around us right now as women. So to your question, Natasha, there, one of the things that I've seen personally, and for my deliberations women, why women would feel that they were stuck, is that there are things that are taking place inside of women that they can't even talk about. The women, they seem to be sometimes overcritical of themselves. They take on this stance of foolishly judging themselves against other people's standards. And I've done it before. I know so many other women would, it will resonate with you that we sometimes judge ourselves against other people's standards. And it's a foolish way of being. And at the end of the day, we fall short. We always fall short of other people's standards when we judge ourselves against other people's standards. And so that leads us to being overly critical of ourselves. And then those kind of battles go on inside of us that we can't, sometimes we're even ashamed to talk about, and it leaves us in a really vulnerable state. And then that's when we feel that we can't even move on from there, because then it requires that we shift our thinking from where we are. And sometimes we need somebody else to come on board with us to help us shift our thinking in the right direction. And I discovered from my own, even from my own personal experience, that our minds can be our greatest enemies, but our minds can also be our greatest allies. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times, because of how we are wired as women, our minds sometimes can be used as our enemies rather than our allies. And that's another thing that comes really critical to me, as really, really, really importantly to me. The third thing really is about the power of the inner circle. As social beings, we always sometimes rely on the inner circles, and sometimes we are not really diligent in being able to really sieve the wheat from the chaff in relation to our inner circles. And that comes to really impact us then in relation to how we navigate some situations, because we come into seasons. There are times and seasons in life, and we realize then that different interventions are needed for different seasons. So that's another point. And lastly, I'll talk about the sense of speaking. Women, we are always speaking, but a lot of times we feel as if nobody is listening. And when the people that we want to listen to us are people that are really closest to us, like people within our families, like our spouses, and we feel that we're not being listened to, it causes a lot of conflict in us, and sometimes very difficult to talk about, very difficult to navigate as well. And I just leave it there for the moment.
Thank you, Toluwani. I'll take it from there and I'll go to Ejiro. You were listening to Toluwani and she talked about some of the things to her, what it means to be stalked is when a woman begins to use another person's yardstick, another person's success as a yardstick for hers. So I would now want to kind of talk about what is your own idea of failure and success, especially when as a woman, like Toluwani said, you are just peeping at another person's and you are feeling you are not good enough, or you are depending on your inner circle and they are not giving you that thumb up. They are not saying, well done, girl. And because of that, the husband is not saying, I am so proud of you. He's not even proud of you. He doesn't see you. And because of that, you don't feel good about yourself. What would you like to say, Ijiro?
Thank you. And I'm not going to take too long. It's a very tricky thing for us in society at large at the moment, whether you're a man or you're a woman. But for us women in particular, because we have felt ourselves as second standard for so long, now it's beginning to show more. For us to move forward in any aspect of our lives, we have to own ourselves, like your individual self. You have to know you. The only way for you to make a difference is to bring your contribution to the pot. The thing is, most of us don't even know what our contribution is. We don't know who we are. So we would listen to what everyone else is saying because we don't know who we are. We think less of ourselves, not because we think less of ourselves in itself. We were taught to, and we don't know how to be any other way. So for us to be able to make that difference, it's to first begin to listen to our own voice. If you don't praise yourself, listen, everyone around you will praise you and you still won't hear it. Because if praise was the thing, famous people would not be hurting themselves. Famous people with money and everything would not be looking for ways to check out. It is your internal voice and what it is you're hearing. When it comes to women and women of African descent, we need to reverse a lot of things that we have heard as children. Putting yourself less than is applauded. It is like you are, when you take the last bit of food in the pot, you should feel proud that you didn't eat. That's not right. And these are the things that we have been taught. So if we want to make a difference, we have to go back to what we have learned. And it takes courage for you to be able to say, actually, I'm going to eat first before I serve this food to all these children. Because, if you collapse, who's going to take care of these children? So it is about you knowing your worth for yourself. And once you begin to start from that place, you can figure out, then it doesn't matter who's there. Everybody is doing their own thing, but you know where you're going. And that's only the beginning for us to get through and navigate our way. And in this space, if I know myself and what I hold, I don't need to compete with you because I want to learn from you. I know my stuff. And therefore, I want to open up to somebody else. It's when we're all trying to be everything for everyone, jack of all trades. That is the problem. Know what you love. Know your core. Be important to yourself and share your love, your gift, everything that you have with the next person. that's what I would say with, you know, talking about where do we go with
Thank you
stuff.
so much for that, Ejiro. I can
Thank
relate
you.
with having a lot to unlearn.
Mm.
You know, things that we do that we feel that because that is what the society wants. That is the template. That is how it should be done. Yes. I agree with you totally on that. I don't know if Natasha has another question for.
Yeah, I was relating to that as well. And, you know, we can, like, that voice in our head or the conditioning that we've learned as children. And I guess, yeah, I wanted to know maybe from Catherine, any other points that stand out for you as why women become stuck? What can be those barriers for us in our lives?
Mm.
Well, first of all, again, utterly humbled to be here. I call Islamia like my sister from another mister. I feel really blessed because I mean, I don't know what I'm having for dinner this evening, but I know why I'm on this earth. And I guess I'm here to raise the issue and talk about mothers of children with special needs, especially children who have challenging behavior, kind of the plight of these mothers. And can we ask ourselves, do we shy away or are we willing to take the plunge and be there with them? COVID-19 has made their existence 100 times worse because these services, all that has been pulled. And, you know, they, I feel, really need somebody to stand up for them and not be afraid. Some of these women have horrendous lives. It has been my experience throughout 16 years that in all cultures, the fathers very much stand back. The fathers don't take control. The mothers, along with dealing with their child with special needs, deal with all the other siblings as well. And I know a lot of the time they're on their knees, but they don't feel they can speak out, whether that be because it's a social stigma, whether that be because they're embarrassed, whether that be because they're fearful from their children. I mean, I've gone into houses where the mother has been pinned up against the wall and still refuses, you know, to ask for help. And I just really think that, I guess I'm lucky because that is kind of my mission on earth, is to be there for that woman, and to encourage other people to be there for those women. I'm not scared. I'm never scared of these kids. They've made me who I am today. Don't get me wrong. I've been battered and bruised. I've had broken limbs. I've had concussions, but they're angels on earth, and they sense whether they're loved or not. And at the minute, the only love they feel is their mother's love. And I think if I'd like anyone to take anything out of today, would be to think, do I know anybody who is a child with a special need? And maybe should I just check in a little bit more often and offer my help, even for 10 minutes or whatever. So I guess I'm here today to speak out for those women that are suffering in silence throughout this. So I've probably not answered any appropriate question. I've no problem talking. That's my problem. But I mean, I know that I'm blessed to know why I'm here. And I would just, and I offer my services to everyone in Ireland, everyone in Nigeria. Everyone knows that. Islamia knows that. And these women need support. And I guess that's all I have to say for now.
Okay, thank you so much, Catherine, darling. So Catherine just told us the woman she's here for today. So Toluwani, who are you here for today?
That's it.
Who are the women you are here for today that they want to see you, that you really want them to, even, they don't need to listen to Catherine, they don't need to listen to Ejiro, but you just want them to listen to you in their own interest, because their lives will never be the same if they just try and do that.
I suppose today I'm connecting with people, women who dare to fail, you know, women who will be daring enough to say, yes, it's okay. To fail, yes. And those are the women I'll be connecting with today, you know, because there's always, sometimes society places that kind of stigma on failure, you know, and failing is not about being a failure, because that's the label, and we don't do labels, you know, but understanding that failure is just one step along that journey. And as somebody who has failed at different times in different ways, and I'm sure in other things I'm still going to fail, I'm being comfortable with that. Being comfortable in that space where I'm able to say, yes, a setback is just another step into getting up and moving on, learning. And so those are the kind of women that I'm connecting with today. Those who dare to say, I am okay. It's okay if I failed last time. I'm not stopping. I'm going to get up, dust myself up, and I'm going to keep going on. As somebody who came from a home where there was a lot of verbal, emotional, and physical abuse, I had many reasons to say, look, I'm not getting married. I'm not going to even believe in what any man or anybody would say. As somebody who was cast into a role of being a provider, a supporter at age 13, when I was trying to, sometimes I actually said to my children a few days ago, I said, I feel as if I lost something in my youth, in my young age, because I don't remember, a lot of things that I could have done as a young girl, because I was cast into a role when my parents separated. But I can say for sure that the day my parents separated was like the best day of my life.
Wow.
I was singing, but my mother was crying. I was like, what is she crying for?
Wow.
Because my mother was afraid to leave, even though both she and I were going through physical abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse. So we were actually planning to abscond. We were packing our bags bit by bit to run away. So but when my mother, when they helped us to leave, it was like a failure, But then my mother, I celebrate her because she dared to fail that one time. But that was a stepping stone for her onto greater things. And that's where I'm coming from, in being able to say, I dare to fail. Because in daring to fail, that means I dare to start. In daring to fail, that means I dare to learn. I'm courageous enough to learn. And in daring to fail, that means I'm courageous enough to try again and not quit. So those are the kind of women I'm looking to connect with today.
Wow, that's a powerful one. That's a powerful one there. I want to welcome Mama Grillo. She's the mom on the panel today. Welcome on board. She's joining from Nigeria.
Welcome. Good evening to everybody.
Thank you so much. So, Ejiro, who are the women you are connecting with today?
Everyone. Men, women, everyone. But I have a passion for the women from African descent. Why? Because we haven't begun to see ourselves. We haven't even started to see ourselves. And like I was explaining to somebody recently, an African person, especially an African woman, has all these compartments of her being. And when it comes to her mental health, it's like that little, very small system that puts everything together in place. And that's the woman I'm looking for, where you're strong, you're intelligent, but it's not just matching up. Something is missing. And it's about you taking charge and becoming that person that you need to be put together. And I think when you begin to pay attention to your mental health, things will begin to make sense. I don't have to do that. I can do it, but I don't have to do it. I do it because I choose. Oh, I can wake up and you know what? Take my bag, take a break, because nobody's gonna die if I'm not there. That's the person that I'm looking for. And you don't have to be a woman. If you're a man, You need support. When you holding yourself and knowing who you are, I'm here for you.
Thank you, Ejiro. Wow, so passionate, so wonderful to hear you speaking about the importance of mental health. And for women, for mothers, it's, you know, it's just crucial. And I think during the past 12 months with COVID-19, it's been a topic that seems to be more openly talked about, which is, you know, it's we need these narratives, and in different platforms like this.
Yeah.
And I would love to bring in Bilquis, if that's okay, and to hear about the women that you are here representing for today.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You mean Bilquis Grillo?
Yes.
Okay. Well, good evening, my audience and everybody. Actually, my own viewpoint on the whole issue is the need for me to let those women out there, especially in Africa, all parts of Africa, begin to see that the sky is actually not just their limit, but the start of their, journey to greatness. A lot of women in Africa already, because of the kind of background, the cultural norms and beliefs, have been subjugated one way or the other into not realizing the very, very powerful force, the very, very powerful assets, potentials that are locked in them. And this is because, you know, in life, the way the creation is structured, it's like the men at one point or the other in time, they are the maintenance of women. First of all, as parents, you know, a parent will begin to nurture a girl child, but the cultural norms of the father, the beliefs, you know, those beliefs, especially the African belief, that the man is always there, is the head of the family, is the head of everything, is, ideas are the ones that are worthy, is the one to give direction and so on. So most of the time, when you have this kind of the cultural background for a child that is a girl, at a time when she is still under the parents, the influence of the parents actually is like the foundation to making that girl child becomes or begin to take a path that will eventually lead her to adulthood. So at that very, very tender stage, if she is lucky to have some parents that are not, you know, bogged down by some regressive cultural beliefs and norms, if she is lucky to be in a place where the family circle are progressive and they can see beyond, you know, their immediate environment, so they will impact whatever they have on that child. But when a parent is, you know, not even exposed, is already addicted to the negative cultural norms, which says that, one, okay, the girl child has no utility in life. You know, our utility is just to bear children when she grows up. So the parents who teaches or who nurtures that kind of girl child cannot give what they do not have, because they grew up in the same environment that does not really appreciate the individual nature, the uniqueness of a woman, and the fact that every single person, man or woman, we are born equal. We are born equal, we have all the talents, and that even in most cases, as sciences have already shown us in time, that even the women are more intelligent. You know, they are more intelligent, they are multitasker, they have a lot of compartments in there that they can handle so many things at the same time. So, but when a child is growing up in an environment that does not motivate or does not encourage or try to bring out all those things that are latently, packed within her, then she cannot be able to appreciate how to use those talents, how to develop, how to see things, you know, in the global or the bigger level. So as it is now, when you now, when that kind of girl child grows up in that environment, already, you know, the girl child has already not been able to come to the right, the right frame of journey in life. So now, when that kind of girl child now grows up to become, marriageable age, and she ends up marrying the same kind of person, in that kind of cultural background, and that is the beginning of the ceiling of all her latent potentials. Because when she gets to the husband's house again, she's already over submissive. She believes that she must be subjugated. She does not believe that her own opinion must count. She does not believe that she has some ideas that can creatively change her environment, her family, our society, the world. So these are part of the problem of the African woman. So I am here today to encourage every single African woman over there that, first of all, let us for the African woman, I want to assure every one of us that we should begin to see it the way God has ordained it, and that we are all equal, man or woman, and that we are created not to live in stress. We are to live in ample, we are to live in prosperity, we are to live with a lot of peace of mind, and that we are a contributor to the growth of the society, the little society within our family and the larger society outside. We have to learn to imbibe those things. Now, at this stage, when we are discussing, I want to talk to every single woman, African woman out there, whether you are still a girl child who is not yet married. I want to tell you that the whole of the world is at your feet, and that you can explore the world positively. You can imbibe, you can sit down and look at the way you can impact that world. And for those ones that are married, I want to tell you that there is no inhibition to your greatness. And that if you feel you're feeling stuck one way or the other, your emotions have been battered, situation around you has actually made things so difficult for you.
Sorry, very quickly.
I want to reach out to you today to begin to take a new look at yourself, and then to assure you and reassure you that you can make it, and that you can be anything you want to be. I want to bring to you that in today's world, we have women leading in so many areas of endeavors of life. We have women who are doctors, we have women who are scientists, we have women who are engineers, we have women who are pilots, we have women who are researchers, who are bringing
5 minutes left for the panelists, please.
So the women of Africa, I want you to start looking at yourself as a very important person. That self-worth that you need, that I'm a unique human being, I'm a woman who is ready to make my society better than the way it is, my ideas, I want you to come out and begin to see how you can turn those ideas into constructive reality for the betterment of your society, of your family.
Thank you.
So if you are boggled down with emotional problems, or some people have actually given you that inferiority complex, this is the time for you to wake up and then begin to reassess yourself, and then take the right step, get the right connection to mentoring. Now, this is an organization that is for women. It is to tell you that women out there, they are a great contributor. Look at the women who are presidents, even in Germany there and in some other nations. So there is no limit to how you want to fly. You are ready to fly. All you need is emotion booster. Somebody has to boost your emotions, boost your feelings that you can do it, and you can do it. And then at the bedrock of the whole thing is that you need to go a little bit more educated, be less literate, learn to be literate. Illiteracy, lack of knowledge is a major bane. Ignorance is a bane. Ignorance is a bane.
Thank you so much for that, Mrs. Grillo there. So we have the whole
I'm sorry.
We have about less than
I'm sorry, I keep having some people calling in. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so you have literally 3 minutes, please. 3 minutes to round up.
We'll come back to you, Mrs. Grillo. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, so
3 minutes left, please.
I have Taiwo raise his or her hand. Maybe we can take the his or her comments. And I want to remind the audience that this is an interactive session. There is actually no question and answer session. Don't think after they finish talking, there'll be question and answer. No. We want to deliberate. We want to have a conversation. You know, Toluwani here, Ejiro, Mrs. Grillo, Catherine, they are here to, you know, to guide us. But we can also say how we feel, express ourselves, and as professionals, they can guide us. There's no like question and answer. They are not here to tutor you. We are talking about sensitive issue here, personal issues, emotional issues. So, and it depends on what works for you. So if you feel you want to be part of the country, part of the conversation, just raise your hand like Taiwo has done. Taiwo, can you unmute yourself and have your time, please? Taiwo?
Sorry, it's okay. I'm okay with everything now. I'm okay. I didn't
Okay.
understand it before, but I'm okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. So can we still go to another question, host, or we take the break now? Do we still have enough time?
You wouldn't have enough time for that. I think we're better off going on to the next on the agenda, and we'll come back to you afterwards for the session where, you know, people can really ask questions and make it more interactive in that sense, if that's okay with you.
That's fine. So
Right,
we are coming back in the next 5 minutes, and we are going to be looking at practical ways where women as talk with practical solution, how we can press for progress, press for development, and attain our success. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks for that. So our panelists are going to take a short break. Within that space of time, we will be coming in with music, and we'll have some questions and answer. It's just a quiz. We just want to make it more fun, and we're going to be asking questions. Myself and Precious will be taking that, and there are lots of prizes to be won. I have lots of vouchers to give away here. I'm not just going to keep them to myself. I'm showing you live. Look at them, beautiful vouchers. These are going to be based on the questions. So if you want to win one of them, you better answer those questions. Once I put the question out, you just want to put up your hand to answer the question instantly. And I have even lots of beautiful fabrics here. Look at that. Look at this Ankara. It's a full-on packed, you know, Ankara that you can use for different styles. So if you really want to win one of those beautiful prizes, you just want to be answering, you know, the question. So I'm just going to go with the first question. The first question is, what is the full meaning of AMDAF? Who can answer that? This is just a free, this is a free giveaway. This is just an easy question to answer. What is the full meaning of AMDAF? So I have Elske. Elska. Yes, Elska.
Sorry, guys, I need to look that up. That was actually a mistake. Sorry.
Oh, right. So I have Aziza Ogunsheye, please.
Okay. Yeah, am I there?
Yes, you are. We can hear you live.
I think it's Amdala African Foundation.
Beautiful, beautiful. She got it right. So you have just won yourself a voucher, a Dunster's voucher worth 25 euros. I'll be mailing that out to you. You can send that to our email info@amdaf@gmail.com. The next question, Precious will be taking the next question. Precious.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry. So our next question is, what edition of AWR is today? Which is, what edition is today occasion? So is there anyone?
Can the panelists answer too? Or it's just
Yeah, the panelists are part of us.
Yeah. Fourth edition.
Wow, you just stole that. Wow, that's indeed the right answer. You know what, Toluwani, you just won yourself a Boots voucher worth 25 euros. Toluwani, I'll be mailing that out to you.
I'm actually jealous.
So the next question will go for, when was the first AWR held? Where was it held at? Where was it held at? The first AWR, who knows that? Don't let this go. Don't let it go. I have loads
Am
of
I allowed
voucher.
to answer that?
No, no way.
No
Can the
way.
executives
No way.
come in
Vice
too?
President,
This is getting too fun.
No
don't
way.
Can I
try.
come in too?
No way. Mrs. Mojisola Cole.
The first edition was held in Galway.
Oh, you actually
Oh,
missed
no.
that. Sorry, you missed
Oh,
that.
did
So
I?
I'm just
Yeah, come a bit to the south.
I'm going to call on another person. Or maybe, okay, yes, let's give her the chance. Maybe let's move her, yeah? If she has another option on that answer.
Would you like to try again?
Would you like to try again, Mrs. Mojisola Cole?
If you let me.
Yeah, take a guess.
Okay, Dublin then.
Yeah, that's the correct
Beautiful.
answer. You just won yourself one for a voucher, one worth 25 euros.
Thank
Mrs.
you.
Mojisola Cole.
Thank you.
So Precious will be taking the next answer.
Wow. And the fourth question is, what team of AW Out is today, which is the 2021 team? Is anyone?
Does anybody know that? What is the theme for this
Team of
AWR?
AWR.
I think I have Pamela's hand up. Pamela?
Okay.
You unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
So that was for the question before I had raised my hand.
Okay. We'll just lower your hand then. The host,
So
can
is
you please
anyone
lower the
willing
hand?
to win the prize?
Oluwakemi Mustafa has a hand up. What's the theme for today's?
Getting stuck.
Wow.
That's the correct answer.
That's the correct answer. I have
Congrats.
for you here. Congratulations. You have won yourself.
African women.
You got the right answer.
African women.
You just won yourself 25 euros Holland and Barrett's voucher, or 25 euros worth of gifts.
Oh, thanks, that's my shop.
Holland and Barrett. Really? That's very good. So you just won yourself that voucher. So that brings us to the end of the first edition of the interlude. And we're just going to play music for 2 to 3 minutes. The host, can you please give us some music?
Follow me one day, you will enjoy. I'll just spray your money. Make all the girls them worry. Oh baby, make we jolly. Today, I know just go down when the music come up. Break down on myself, we are raving up. Oh, ja. And when the music come, we are da-da-dee. Oh, ja. Everybody know when the DJ. One for the party, 2 for the shawty, 3 for the shake, y'all. Bum, 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 bum. See, me all like to party. Party me the boys to get money. Me all like to party. Party me the girls to get money. Hold on when the music come up. Hold on when the music come up. Hold on when the music come up. When the DJ give them, they come up. See, I like the way you looking at me. I beg you, look me closely. Go down to the rhythm and the bass. Oh, jaw, oh, jaw. 1 for the party, 2 for the money, 3 for the honey, 4 for the when you shake your.
Thank you so much, DJ. Thanks for that. Mrs. DJ, thank you for that music. Thank you so much, Mrs. DJ, for that music. That was indeed beautiful. Thank you. So we're going to move on to the next on the agenda, which it will be the second session of the roundtable by the panelists. So this will be an interactive one. This will engage everybody, the panelists as well as the audience. So please feel free, from the discussion that was raised at the first session of the roundtable discussion, if you have anything that you want to add to it, this is the session for you. This is the time for you to do that. Can you please, this is a making progress session. Please engage and be part of the discussion.
So welcome back, everyone, and congratulations to the winners of the quizzes. That's fine. So now, our panelists, thank you so much for your time. We know you are very busy people. For some women, because we talked about the fact that we have a structure that women are supposed to follow. And because of that, even for some women, they don't even know they are not where they should be. Like Ejiro said, they don't even know themselves. So they feel it is okay to shrink yourself. It is not okay to live an abusive relationship. It is not okay to admit you have a mental health issue so that people will not laugh at you. It is not okay to do this. It is not okay to do that. So can we talk about, maybe the signs or those things that, okay, if this is happening to you as a woman, it is not okay. And you don't need to remain stuck with it. I want us to bring it out in black and white, say it with all our mouth as loud as possible. It is not okay to this, and that. I want us to name them and shame them right now. I'll start with Ejiro.
What's not okay? It's not okay for you to be less than who you are. It doesn't matter what that looks like. It's not okay for you not to express yourself in the way that you see in your head, in your mind, who you are, and you open your eyes. Everything that's stopping you from being that person that you see inside, not on. And so if we want to name it, there are plenty. It could be your husband. It could be your situation, every relationship you have. So what am I saying? It's not that we're going to throw all these things away, but we need to work at it. We're not just going to stay and just receive everything from it. If you're not reaching your potential, we need to look for other ways. How can we help you express that which you see in you? Because that vision of you that you have was given to you from the divine, from within. Your role in life is to bring that out. And you need to find everything that's going to support you to make that happen. So anything that's in your way is a challenge. It's a problem. Even if society says it's okay. For you, it's not.
It's not. Thank you so much for that. Natasha, would you like to call?
I just wanted to ask, Bilky Savage spoke very much about young girls to be the leaders for our future. And it was so insightful as well to listen to Bilky's Grillo speak about the journey of a child, a girl, in different cultures, and how can we, what encouragement should we be giving to young girls and women to help them to see their future and bright, as bright and shining as they want it to be. And maybe Toluwanu, if you would be happy to have a say on that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've taken the question. The first thing is that for the girl child, the first thing she needs is to have to voice out her feelings. Let her voice out her feelings to her parents, to the mother. If the mother is among the weak, weak folks, to the father. If the father and the mother cannot really see the way she is feeling in terms of knowing that she has, a calling. She has a calling, then the first thing she should do is to see how she can begin to self-develop herself, how she can begin to educate herself, how she can make, personal efforts to learn everything about, her environment, learn about what she needs to know. Because, ignorance, as I stopped at that time, is the major issue. When she knows that, yes, this is, I want to be somebody, or I love to do this thing, or I envision myself being this, but as a child, all around her, there is nobody, nothing. I think she has to begin to, first of all, identify within her environment people of like minds like her, and encourage one another to see how they can begin to do self-learning, self-help, because they need to understand, they need to know, they need to have knowledge. So if the parents cannot do much, let her continue to tell the parents she wants to go to school. She wants to go to school. If they cannot enroll her in the school, maybe they should invite somebody to come and teach her at home. But she must get a way to have knowledge, because if she has knowledge, if she can read, if she's literate, if she can learn how to read and write, and this is a digital age. If she can learn how to use properly the internet, she will learn a lot of things she wants to learn, even without going to the formal school. So education is very, very key. If parents also love their children, the men are supporter of the women. If they see a child, one of their children saying, "Daddy, I want to learn, I want to be somebody who is educated. I want to go to school." If the parents know that even in their environment, they cannot take the child to school, they can arrange to have somebody to teach her. And if she persists, trying to follow her dreams, I'm sure that by the grace of the divine, she will eventually get that knowledge, which is the stepping stone to whatever she wants to achieve. Secondly, too, she should look for elders who are wise. They say that it is the words of wisdom, comes from the heart that has abundance of that wisdom. So she should look around the elders and see those ones that can give her wisdom, that can train her to learn one or two things. If she has questions, she should ask. So if she can achieve that education at that stage, she will begin to get out of that cocoon of ignorance. And then sense of spirit will bolster, because a lot of people, a lot of ladies, a lot of young girls, they are timid. It's not easy for them to really express their feelings. But today, the world we are living today is not as bad as, it is. This is a day when we can freely express our opinion. A child can express his or her opinion to the parents, and then if she's very strong at it, they will begin to look at it away. So she should not keep quiet and continue to feel stuck with a lot of unanswered questions or a lot of concerns in her heart. So as much as possible, let her have education. And if she is lucky to have even acquired education, then the next level is for her to examine herself. Let her look within herself, what are her strong points, which areas she just needs to sit down, and then the parents or some elders that loves her or that she loves, she can begin to talk to them, so that they and herself can help to bring out all those areas that she feels she can really make progress.
Thank you.
Because until you discover yourself, until you discover that this is what I'm capable of achieving, this is what I'm capable of doing, then you may not be able to know where to go. You may have a lot of talents, but you still have to look at which one is the most preferred option for me. Okay, now I want to be a singer, or I want to read, I want to be somebody who read a lot of books and become a writer, or okay, I want to be a medical doctor. Anything you want to be, whatever you want to be, you may want to be so many things. You can begin to list out those things and see how do I begin to, start from the simplest one, the one that will not require too much of a support from so many people. What you can do yourself, and our mothers in this regard, I give kudos to them. Even for the uneducated mothers, once they see some latent calling in their children, they tend to encourage them. They tend to support them one way or the other. And then another thing with the African child is poverty. The parents may actually know that these children, yes, they want to be this or that. They might even support them from the first school living age, second school living age. Maybe at the point of tertiary now, they cannot go on anymore. For such child, she should keep her vision fresh, ahead of her. In the predominant African society, there has to be the need for every woman to try as much as possible to see how she can help herself without actually waiting for the parents to help them. And that is why there are so many options. In our own days, yes, there are so many options, although nowadays the options are thinning out.
Can we talk about, because we are going to bring look at all the issues, then we come back to the options, like the solutions at the end of the conversation.
Okay.
So maybe we'll come back to you, and we'd like Toluwani talk to us about what are those things that are not okay and that we don't need to be stuck on as women.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I really want to thank Mrs. Grillo for our insights, into these conversations, really explosive and really insightful. I think one of the things for me that I'd like to say to women that it's not okay is that it's not okay not to speak out. A lot of women feel that, in order to maintain the status quo and not rock the boat, and be seen as a wise woman, you shouldn't speak out. And then that is where a big problem lies, because when you continue to bottle up those things inside, very soon the bomb is going to explode. Exactly. And it's going to be way more than anyone around you can handle. And this is the reason why we see a lot of mental issues happening all around us, because women have been told that it's not, even in our churches and our mosques, being told that it's not spiritual for a woman to speak out about issues about sex. You can't speak out about issues about not reaching orgasm, or you can't speak out about issues relating to disagreements on money, on how communication takes place within the home or even around you. So, and that is the truth, because when there are key issues that women need to be able to speak about, society shuts us up, and we should not allow that to happen. You find that a lot of women are so shut down that they can't even speak to their spouses about their sex lives, because it's perceived as not being right for a woman to speak out. Speaking, you what? That kind of thing. Women need to be able to open their mouths about things that are critical to them, because next up is an explosion, and it's bad. Then it's not okay for you to keep the company of people that run you down. No matter how invested you think you are in that relationship. I used to have a relationship years ago where every time we spoke, I'm telling you the truth under God, every time we spoke, I was like, and we got off the phone, I'm like, what was that about? I always feel like a trailer has rammed me in. I felt less than myself. I had to make a decision, and the decision was to cut that person off. Now I have it wasn't anything, how do I say, it wasn't as if I didn't like the person, but where I was at that point in time in my life, she wasn't the kind of person I needed. I needed a builder as a friend. I needed a collaborator as a friend. I needed somebody who could understand where I was. So it's not okay to keep associations that are not okay for you for where you are at. Also, it's not okay for you to continue to dim your light so that other people can shine. There's so much opportunity for everybody to shine. So don't keep quiet because you are a threat to another person. Because your part is to master your brilliance and shine your light. And so when other people feel threatened about you, that's nothing to do with you. So it's not okay to dim your light and say, oh, I won't talk, because if I talk now, they will say, because we come from communities where there's such an expectation on women, and there's such a stigma about some things that women should or should not do. And so we need to be able to say, for me, I need to self-love. I need to self-identify. So it's not okay for me to take on somebody else's persona just because I want to please somebody else. And these are from examples that I've seen around me, from coaching, from counseling, from different areas, and even from my own personal life. So it's important for women to be able to say, it's not okay for me, and that's fine. And let me pause there for somebody else to speak.
Wonderful, Toluwanu. It's so true to think about who we surround ourselves with. I love that expression. Make sure our friends are builders and collaborators. So powerful. And Catherine, it would be wonderful to hear your input on this. What is not okay to be stuck on?
Okay, I suppose everybody knows, again, like I am the voice for those mothers of kids with intellectual, behavioral, and physical disabilities. So I have 3 points to make. 2 are directly linked to that, and 1 is a general thing. I've learned so much. I just want to say, because I've a bit of a goldfish brain, Ejiro, please can you be my sister from another mister, because I haven't had a haircut in a year thanks to COVID, but I just realized my jumper says be kind to your mind. And I'm going to take away that out of today because that's what you were talking about. So my first point is it's not okay for a mother to have a child, again, with a disability who feels ashamed to bring them outside. It's not okay that a mother cannot bring this child to a shopping center, because when this child kicks off or screams or lies down or is looked at because they look different, they're embarrassed and society looks down on them. It's not okay that the education department, certainly here in Ireland, sees them as lesser and that they come last. It's not okay that governments are not willing to provide these mothers with psychiatrists, psychologists, speech therapists, all that these children need. It's not okay, because I've seen it, that a father refuses to acknowledge this child with special needs. And my second point is it's not okay for us as a society to allow it to happen. I know I was put on this earth for this very reason. My third point is, so I'm not able to have children. And so I always wondered, would that impact me as a woman? Obviously it has, that I can't have children, but what I find really interesting is that men and society in general perceives women as softer, more affectionate, kinder. They see that as a negative, as a lesser, whereas I actually think it's a power. It's a power that is not to be second guessed, because at the minute I work in a school with 600 boys, a mainstream school, 612 to 18-year-old boys. They're all my kids. And what I found is that even though I'm not a mother, I have this natural empathy with them. Now, don't get me, if they say a negative about girls, they've said it in front of the wrong woman, let me tell you that. But I find that they come to me to talk about their mental problems. Some of them have self-harm, stuff like that. So what I have as a woman, without ever giving birth, is that natural inner softness and strength and natural nurturing that men just don't and never will have. And I just think we should all acknowledge that sometimes if we think we're too soft or whatever. I mean, I was in school all day yesterday. I was getting a bit angry. So the boys went off and bought me 20 chicken nuggets because they thought feeding me would help. But, you know, I think that we perceive this womanly softness as a lesser, where in actual fact, it's a superpower. So that's really all I have to say.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. That's a powerful one, Catherine. Let's take some points away from Natasha as well, because she's a youth worker. And I tell you, in Galway, my county here, my community here in Galway, Doishka and other areas around, they listen to Natasha. They go to Natasha, they talk to her, they are more comfortable to talk to Natasha more than they are with their own parents. So Natasha, as a lover of youth, that they love you more, sometimes you get jealous. What is not okay for a youth to be stuck on?
Thank you, Islamia. Wow, I'm honored. I wouldn't say I'm always listened to by the young people, but I'm going to take that and remind myself of that when I feel like they're not listening. And yeah, to echo what Catherine said, you know, I don't have children myself either, and I feel such love and compassion and connection with the children that I work with, and I count myself extremely lucky because I feel that I learn from them every day, their strength, their resilience. What I would say, yeah, what's not okay for them to be stuck on is not to have belief in themselves. What I see when I am talking to them is, you know, these incredible young people who can achieve anything. And maybe because of society, it could be discrimination, it could be because of their perception of gender and norms, gender norms, cultural norms, that they feel like they can't do something. So yeah, what I would like to say to them is you can. And I think as women, we need to be paving the way for them, in particular young girls, and showing them that there are roots. And I've heard people in this panel and in the audience speak before about representation. Children, young people, they need to see themselves in roles in our society, that to know that they have a dream, they can make it happen. So that's what we all need to work towards, equal representation, and just showing young people that their talents, their dreams, their goals, they can be achieved. And yeah, that's what I have to say from my perspective. And Islamia, would you like to come in from your perspective? You have such a unique insight as well, and the work that you do with women in particular, involving domestic violence, supporting women. I think it would be great to hear what you think as well, what's not okay to be stuck on.
Thank you so much, Natasha. For women in abusive relationship, it is what you already know. It is not okay to remain in abusive relationship. But for any woman watching that is still in abusive relationship, I am not going to query the fact that you are still unable to leave. Because I know whoever says, why can't she just leave, doesn't understand what it takes. I know you can't just live like everybody say, but I believe in you that you can live and you can do it, even though it is not easy, even though there are so many factors around it that will be making it difficult. But my major message this afternoon will be to us as a society, as people, as community. It is not okay to make women in abusive relationship feel like it is their own fault. And for those of them who are able to pull through and walk out alive, we should be baking cakes, getting them a wine, getting them whatever we can get them, saying, congratulations, you are out alive. But what we do is the opposite of that. For those of us who are married, the moment one of our friends now becomes single, divorced as a result of domestic violence, we tend to draw back. We don't want to associate with her so that she will not snatch my husband. If my husband is snatchable, I have an issue, I have a problem. My husband is not like this phone that he can just snatch away from me. So I don't, you women, we need to check our insecurities. If you feel you cannot support your friend so that she will not snatch your husband, it is not okay to feel like that. Because many of these women, part of the major reason why they are unable to live is because of the stigma attached to it. Now she's single, she doesn't have a husband. Nobody wants to associate with her. Even in the church, even in the mosque, she's no longer among the good women. It is not okay to make them feel like that. If you cannot help, if you cannot support, you cannot even pray for them, just be on your lane. Those who can help them, they are going to help them. So that is the message that I want to pass today regarding domestic violence for those who are in it and us as a community.
Mojisola has raised her hand. She wants to add to the discussion. So can we have Mojisola please join the discussion?
Good day, everyone. Thank you for your contribution. It's not okay to waste your efforts on fighting people you are not to fight. It's not okay to feel alone when you are going to the stress. It's not okay that you don't need help. Seek help when you need it. It's not okay when you are feeling you can't complain. You need compassionate. Give it, ask for it. And self-love is important to you. It's not okay when you are feeling you are not reached your actualization. Everybody might think it's okay not to have achieved something. You are achieved to be a woman in your life. Even to be living, you are achieved. You are doing great, people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. Kathy?
First of all, if anyone wants to snatch my husband, please feel free, because he's really annoying me today.
Really, Kathy?
I know, he's a saint. He's gone off because he's going to cook dinner later. But on a serious note, so there was a murder in England by a policeman, of a woman by a policeman, which has really highlighted the fact that it's not okay for women to feel unsafe when they're trying to walk home. It's not okay for women to have to change their routes, to have to constantly look to the left, to the right, whenever they want to make a simple journey. And it's not okay that men feel they can threaten us when we're simply trying to live our daily lives. That's it.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Maybe we go to my more professional questions now. I'll start with Toluwani. For women, some of us who are afraid to go into business, and those who are in it that have been stuck, facing different challenges due to the pandemic. What are the solutions available? Whatever challenge a woman is facing regarding business, like business owners, I'm hoping Toluwani can help with that.
So when you say support available, you're talking about in terms of government support. Could you clarify, please?
And maybe if there are government support, no, we have people from diverse areas on the platform. Maybe the areas where they can get support. If you feel stuck, maybe starting a business or moving forward in business,
okay,
apart from government support.
All right, thank you very much. So first and foremost, let me say that it is a good time, regardless of what people say. It's not a good time to start business and all of that. There's no time that is not a good time to start what you want to start. It's all about your mindset. So never be afraid of starting, and don't let the fear of failure stop you from starting. And that's what I meant earlier by saying, I like to talk to people who dare to fail, because when you say I dare to fail, that means that there's nothing stopping me from starting, right? So there's an opportunity out there for you to start at any point in time. Okay, so now when we talk about the supports that are available now, so for example, I run Urgenity Africa. I'm a founder of Urgenity Africa, and it's a membership organization particularly focused on women of African descent. And what we focus on is promoting and supporting entrepreneurial thinking, business leadership among women of African descent. And actually, incidentally, this morning, during in the room as well, we had a really fantastic session with the government officials in South Africa, who we are going to be working with, helping women of African descent, particularly whether they be in the diaspora or they be here on the continent, to start and run their businesses. So there is that support there, that we have networks of women of African descent in business that is there. And of course, you can reach out to me through Islamia after now to talk more about that if you're interested in starting. In fact, if you're interested in even just talking about ideas, just bouncing your ideas in a safe space, so nobody's going to steal your idea. Bouncing ideas together around with us in a safe space, like, I'm thinking of this, what should I do? Because now we're really concentrating on social and not just social inclusion, but economic and financial inclusion, particularly for African women, right? Because we realize that no matter how much initiatives are there for us in terms of social inclusion, when we're not financially and economically empowered, then our voices can't be heard yet. So that is why for us now, it's important for even those that are in employment, we're asking you to come on board and think about a second, third, or fourth, even seventh stream of income, you know, and get yourself in that place of real empowerment, because we need to be talking money, you know, and that's not because we are, how do you say it now, people that after feel the lucre, but because we know that money talks in this world. And African women, I always say women of Africa, we are a phenomenon. You just have to get to know us. It's not even getting to know, you have to encounter an African woman for you to understand the power of an African woman. And we can bring all of that power into the place of business. And so Hergenity Africa is there to support you in terms of idea generation. We provide that platform where we can talk about ideas you have. We can talk about your struggles in business. We're organizing trainings in terms of finance, in terms of marketing, all of that for you to grow your business. We have a team of fantastic mentors that are there for you to support you. And the reason why we are talking about women of African descent particularly is because my PhD is on inclusive entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship education. And that is because we realize that there are many supports that are out there, but none that is really centered around the needs of people of African descent, particularly women who have a different construct, you know, a different social construct as opposed to other forms of entrepreneurship. So my take at the moment and my focus at the moment is ensuring that within the capacity I have and the network that I have, that I'm working with women of African descent in terms of starting your business and running a successful business. And that's not to say that I have all the wherewithal, but I have access to the network that allows us. Secondly, you do also have the local enterprise office. And there are people that you can talk to who will definitely want to listen to you. We are trying to talk to them now to ask them why we haven't seen as much financial support for women of African or people of African descent in terms of business. You know, we see a lot of people, have heard a lot of reports of people who go to this financial office, Microfinance Ireland, and they come back with nothing. You know, why is that? So we want to get that conversation with them and say, we want to see more support for people of African descent in relation to finance, right? And also you have the network of people within the community, your own people. You know, incidentally, Africans sometimes are Africans' worst enemies. You're right. Because when you should go to the people within your network, you are thinking, oh, let me go. And no apologies to people, our brothers and sisters of Ireland. It's not because we have anything against it, but because African people, we have peculiar needs that need to be addressed in peculiar ways. And no matter where we go, our cultures define how we see things. It's our social construct. So why don't you reach out to the likes of Islamia, the life of Amda, and ask them, what kind of support can you help me access in relation to my business, in relation to getting support now that COVID has hit? And another thing is that the fact that COVID has hit does not mean that your business cannot be pivoted in another direction. Your business does not have to end because of COVID. We can help you look at it in a different direction and say, how can we rechannel this business so that you can pick up again in a different direction? So there are the supports there. And you can, through Islamia, you can reach out to me. So the LEO is there. The Enterprise Ireland is also funding women who have, you know, ideas in relation to high startups. So those will be really tech ideas that you want to put out there. So they are there. So I can go on and on. I'm conscious of time. So you can reach out to me later. We have the information we can share with you by email on the kind of supports that are available for you, particularly when it comes to finance, because that is where the language is. You know, you can access other things around, but money, when it comes to money, people are really suffering in terms of business.
Thank you, Tolawani. Fantastic to hear about the initiatives that are starting from the ground and the networks that are building up. So I wish you the best of luck with all of those projects. I'm just seeing from the chat, you know, there's the next question will be for Ejiro, and just some comments that I saw in the chat were, you know, women saying that it's not okay to suffer and it's not okay to not care for ourselves. So I'm wondering, how can we break down barriers or stigma attached to accessing mental health supports, particularly among women, and any advice that you would have on that?
Okay, so it's not okay to suffer. It's not okay to suffer quietly, loudly. It's not okay. For mental health support, I'm one of the therapists in Ireland, and I started the Black Therapist Ireland. If you, I'll throw it into the chat so that you can go take a look. It's a directory of Black therapists who live in Ireland. And I decided to bring us together because when it comes to mental health, yes, you can work with anyone, but it's a lot of us feel that we will be understood better if we work with somebody from the same heritage as us. And I want us to get comfortable with the idea of counseling. Oh, I don't know how else to explain this. Honestly, the people I have worked with in the last year that are Africans and the difference they have experienced, because we just have this perception of what it is without actually knowing. And people will tell you, oh, you just talk to somebody and they'll be like, what is it that they are saying that I cannot say to my friend and then I'll feel better? It's a completely different way of talking to somebody. I want us to get comfortable with the idea of counseling. And when back home, it was easy for us to talk to a grandmother, maybe, because a grandmother has that authority and would not carry your word around. But we don't have that. And the next best thing is somebody who is a professional, who has the ethics of confidentiality. And in the African community, confidentiality is a key thing. Your matter will not be discussed anywhere else when you speak to a therapist. You do not have to get sick for you to talk to a therapist. You talk to a therapist, it's like breathing. If you need fresh air, you open the window. If you have a headache and something is wrong, you go talk to a doctor. The same thing about talking to a therapist. Let's get comfortable. Don't see it as, it's not okay to see therapy as a thing that is over there for other people and not for you. It is for you. It's for you to have a conversation. It's for you to clear your mind. There are people that I see once, they don't even have to come and see me. It is on your terms. You don't have to see somebody endlessly. There's nothing like that. You don't go to therapy and be like, my hands and legs are bound. Just take me wherever you want me to go. No, you are included in that conversation. Go in, tell the person what you want, and you will get that support. It's not okay for us to suffer the way that we're suffering. There's so many of us that don't have that relationship we had back home, where you can talk to your sister in a certain way. You don't have it. Pay somebody a small amount of money. Instead of buying those shoes, pay a therapist and sit down and have this conversation so that you can free your mind. It is for your own good. And when you become better, who enjoys it? The people around you. When you are better, your children are better, your partners are better. So why would you not invest that on yourself? So how do we begin? We need to first say to ourselves, I need to be okay. These children that you're trying to be there for, let me tell you one secret. You're teaching them how to suffer. You're not doing anything for them. You're leading the example because you're showing them this is how it is to become a mom. And I know many young girls are like, this is not how I want to do it. You can do it as mom. I'm not going to go that way. So if you want your children to be different, start with yourself. Lead by example. Be free, free your mind. Whatever that looks like for you, please. It costs nothing. If you spend 300 euros on yourself and the rest of your life is unimaginable. That's what I want to say about that.
Sorry, may I just quickly just chip in something in relation to what Adriel said just in this minute. One of the things I found out for us, people of African descent, is in terms of those things when it comes to money. Right? We find it very difficult to invest in ourselves when it's not a situation we can physically see, right? And I think that it's about time we shifted our thinking in that area, because we don't want anybody to run mad. Or I actually watched a video one day of a woman who killed her 1-year-old child, right? But people were very quick to stigmatize and castrate and ostracize her. But we don't know why she wasn't able to speak up at the time when she was going through all those things. So it's important for us to be able to know where to spend our money, and spend our money with a therapist is not a bad way to invest in ourselves. So it's a good beginning for us to prevent other things that are preventable. And that's just what I want to chip in there. Thank you.
Thank you, Toluwani. You're so right. Thank you.
I'll go to Mrs. Grillo. For women in Africa,
okay.
You know, here
okay.
everyone was asking me if I was talking about government support and all of that. But in Nigeria,
Okay.
where if you cannot even go to your parents, they send you back. The expectation is you are the one that's supposed to be supporting them. Like Ejiro said, maybe you talk to one person, just be sure before evening time, everything is on EI and all of that. So how do we support African women residing in Africa that are stuck on one issue or the other? What is the solution?
Well, the solution are so many. The first thing is for the African woman to decide within herself that she wants to really get away from what is not okay by her. Like, it's not okay to sacrifice your own happiness for the comfort or for the sake of others. It is not okay to deny yourself certain good things you feel you are entitled to. If you can afford it, why not? So, and it's not okay for you to keep inside you all those things you think you can become or you can achieve or you can add to the societal, in terms of progress, societal, the values and so on, and then you just continue to put it inside you. Now, how do you begin? The first thing is that look at it within yourself. If you can start alone, there is an adage on this advert of a Johnny Walker. He says, keep walking. You know that, okay, I want to make 1,000 steps, but that first step, take that initial first step. And then when you take that step will become 2 steps, 3 steps, and so on. So the journey of 1,000 steps begins with the first step. Give yourself enough courage to start. Now, for you to now even say, okay, how can I start? Maybe you lack the wherewithal to start, then look at who can really be there to support you in terms of mentorship. Look for somebody who can mentor you. Okay, you have so many ideas on how you can be economically empowered, but you really don't know how do you go about it. Now look for people who understand businesses, people who can encourage, who can teach you on maybe entrepreneurship or consulting on the business side. How do I achieve to be somebody? Okay, how do I become an entrepreneur, for example? If you go to a consultant or somebody who can mentor you at a very small fee, or even at next to nothing, maybe support from some of the NGOs that are available, they will first of all give you a kind of a map. Okay, for you to start, this is the first step. The first step is to identify a name for your business. When you identify a name, then the next thing is register that name, and then the next thing is go for training. Look for the training that can meet your own need in terms of cost. Because if you don't know how to do it, you need to learn about it. So you go for training, and then when you get to that training school, you ask a lot of questions, you get those things in shape. And then before you can even say, okay, this is what I want to do, look at your own environment. What are those things that are lacking within this environment that I can impact? And it can be a kind of economic gains for me too. Okay, what can I provide this my society or this my community that they are lacking? So if you see that, okay, this community is actually lacking certain kinds of consumer goods, for example, then you can begin to see how can I provide these things. And then if you cannot do it alone, look at those people who are thinking like you, and you can collaborate. You can have 2 people, 3 people, and then look beyond that. Look at what are the offers or the offerings from the government. Go to the website of government, look at what they have for people who want to go into entrepreneurship or people who want to go into any kind of a business. there are so many opportunities from the federal government trying to support both women and men. So look at those opportunities. You want to be into farming? What are the opportunities for me if I cannot be a farmer? Can I start from agro-allied ventures, things like logistics and so on? Can I get some things like merchandise, like trade? So, okay, if I'm going into this one, what is the capital requirement? Most of the time, African woman has a lot of ideas where the capital is not there. So we have a lot of NGOs. Now this is AMDAF. AMDAF can also support. AMDAF can support genuine people who need support in terms of directing them to where they feel they can get those startup support. But within Nigeria, look at how government wants you to go in terms of structuring yourself to be able to access some of these facilities. We have facilities for artisans, we have facilities for farmers, we have facilities for people who are into education business. During this COVID period now, federal government made it kind of a support for teachers, for schools, to at least support them with our 6 months salary for their staffs. But for you to access those funds, you need to make sure you structure yourself the way government wants you to be structured. So we have to comb the environment, look for the opportunities, get support from other people who can really put you through on these things, collaborate, and then join capital. If you cannot do it alone, look for other people you can team up with that can add value to your thought. Then, if you cannot do on a large scale, start from a small scale. Little by little, you grow your little business, you grow with opportunities, and then make sure you don't keep yourself within. Link up with all the other women association, women society within your nation and outside. Now we are in Nigeria, but we have access to AMDAF, for example. We have access to other NGOs who can also probably direct us to how we can access some of these funds that we need for our creative thinking about economic empowerment. So it is not okay for us to have that push and then just keep it bottled up inside us. We have to find a way to get it. Government is there to support us. We may need some professionals to direct our paths on how we can achieve or access those funds. So these are some of the ways we can actually begin to get out of this economic poverty. Because without empowerment, we can't do much even for our children. We want them to become great in life. There must be a way for us to economically empower ourselves and then to also teach them how to be independent, to be economically, empowered. So those are my views.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Grillo.
Panelists, you have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes, please.
Okay.
Maybe very quickly, we can talk about how women can support one another. And, it's kind of been brought up amongst all the panelists, how women can help to power each other. And maybe Kathy, if you want to come in on that first.
Well, firstly, in the chat, somebody, I think it was Vicky, made an extremely valid point. And I guess I didn't quantify it. In my 16 years working with children with special needs, every mother to a fault is utterly proud of their child. However, the disparity between the ability for an Irish mother to share that pride beyond the household and out into the community compared to the African mothers who were unable to do so is, I guess, the point that I was trying to make. For example, we had an incredibly beautiful woman from Africa who had 3 boys with severe autism. She was trying to raise them by herself. We offered her access to our special school, and she was terrified to send them there because she didn't want her community to know that they attended a special school. So every mother is proud of their child with or without disabilities. So I just want to clarify that point. But in Ireland, and what I'm trying to change, and I am coming over to Nigeria, it's either next summer or the summer after, to work with government officials and the education system over there to implement special schools and training for that. But in Ireland, the disparity between the ability for an African woman to be proud and comfortable out in the community with their child as opposed to an Irish woman is huge. and it's wrong, and it's not their fault, it's society's fault, and I'm going to make it my mission to change it. So I guess that's how I'll support them.
Well done.
So just like Naseka said, there's this notion that women don't support one another. So I don't know anyone, how best we support one another, maybe in one minute.
Yeah, let me just say this. Guys, you are only one person, and there are 9, 10, how many billion people in the world. You cannot do more than your share. You cannot eat more than the food that your stomach can hold. If you try to do something that does not belong to you, you're going to be doing everything messy. That's why a lot of perception around Africans is like, we're all over the place, we are this, we're that, because we're trying to do too much. Pick something and focus. And if you're interested in something else, there's somebody else who's doing it that you can join. You can collaborate, you can support them, but that's not your main thing, but you have a passion for it. Like there are things that Toluwani, I know what she's doing. And I'm so excited every time, and I'm Daf, you brought Toluwani and I together, and I haven't really sat down to talk to her, but I get excited just knowing the potentials that's possible. Kathy, I am your sister, please. After this, it's how to help us to work together. I cannot do what you're doing. And it has nothing to do with whether I love what you're doing or not. You have been called. That is your part. I cannot do it, but I see your work and I bless it. One thing I want each and every one of us to do is every time you see a Black person, especially with a Black woman, doing something, and you just take a moment and just bless her. It doesn't mean you agree with her, you like what she's doing, but she's on fire, she's trying. She didn't know, nobody told her. Did anybody teach you? Nobody showed you the way, but you were fortunate enough to get the information you got. Some of us and some other people didn't. So before you start that judgment, just catch yourself and bless the person instead. That's what I want to leave with.
I love it. Sorry, I'm jumping straight in. I love it. Absolutely. Ejiro, you always set me on fire. Well done.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm just going to jump right in there because I know I'm conscious of time, but Ejiro always blesses me, and her passion and her demeanor, everything just always nails it for me. So well done, sis. I just want to say, that there's a role that has emerged, and maybe we haven't really keyed into it as people of African descent, particularly women. And that's the role first of being one another's friend, one another's supporter. It doesn't mean that, just as you say, you don't always have to agree with me, but supporting me in what I dare to do is just what will bless me as an African woman. Somebody like me, vouching for me, rooting for me, praying for me, supporting me will make a whole lot of difference and will help me to forge ahead faster. Another role is that of mothers within the community. We need a lot more mothers, not mothers to your own children, not mothers to other African children. Why? Because there are many parents that are struggling the mother has gone out, the father has gone out, one is coming, one is going. And so the children are constantly on the street. They don't even have any direction. And so the rule has been mapped out for us there, that because we know from our African background that it takes a whole village to raise a child. Let's not get to Europe and forget the values of Africa that makes us who we are. That we need everybody's voice in that gentle way to bring that child along as a mother in the community and as a father in the community. So that girl child, that boy child can feel the impact of your mentoring. And as you mentor them, you realize that the positions are there, the opportunity is there for you to support them as well and to sponsor them. And what I mean by sponsor is that not necessarily that you have to spend your money, but you can drop their names where it matters. Look at this beautiful girl today being our co-host. That is part of not just mentoring, but also sponsoring. Because I believe that Miriam has been working with her. And fantastic job, Miriam, on the moderation you're doing all together. But I can see that you are giving this young girl an opportunity to discover herself. to discover her strength. And that is what a lot of young people in the community are crying for, that their parents cannot give them because they're trying to make ends meet. Because they are responding also to the call from Africa, bring money, bring money. And so they can't be there for those young boys and girls as they should be. But that's where we stand up. That's where we come in to mentor and also to provide opportunities for these to shine. Allow them, sponsor them, drop their names where it matters. Drop their names where you are finding feet, where you are making impact. Bring them along. Let them follow your footstep. And then that is so significant for them to quickly gain ground. Where we have spent 20 years trying to find our feet, they will spend 5. Because they need to find their homes. If you are in a political party or whatever, bring them along. Let them find their political clout through you. Because this is a time for us to push with all kind of power and whatever, and leverage on what we have already. But this is the time, and we need to work together really strategically, not in pulling one another. Pardon me for those who don't understand Yoruba. What is she doing that nobody has done before? That is a witch speaking. And it's the truth of the matter. You are a witch. Forget, you don't have to be flying at night. You need to be positive. And it doesn't matter whether you agree with her. You might not like my face, you might not like my accent, you might not like the way I speak, you might not even like my name. But the fact is that I am somebody of African descent. Because of that, rise up and support me. I need your support, because without you, I can't be who I should be completely. And that's where I leave it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Just my own point too on the need for women to support one another. I think we should realize that every woman needs a shoulder to lean on. So let us be that shoulder for our sister. She may have an idea, a business idea, or an idea to, raise a level of livelihood from one step to another. When she has that idea, let us be there to encourage her. Let us be there to appreciate her. If she is a bit confused as to the next step, and we are able to guide her, let us guide her. It does not cost us anything to be compassionate, to be caring, to be kind to her. Let us appreciate the little effort she's making. And then when she comes, let us not discourage her, or let us not find a fault in most of the things she's doing. Rather, let us be there to give her that moral booster that she should move on. Even if she is not doing it right, let us find a way to show her that, okay, why not take it this other way? Why not take it this other way? So that our spirit of, that spirit that she wants to achieve will not be killed by the kind of utterances that come from us. So we should be, it should be somebody who is cooperative, who is kind, who is considerate, and who is willing to use whatever we have by way of exposure to guide the person in achieving that aim. And knowing that whatever anybody is doing, has nothing to disturb whatever you are doing. So we should encourage, we should not be jealous of anybody, reaching for the heights. We should support that person to actually attain that height, so that if she's able to, get to that point, she can support yet others. A lot of people, a lot of women, they just need little encouragement. They need somebody to tell them, yes, this is what you are doing is good. Move on with it. So we need to give them that kind of encouragement. We need to give them that spirit that, look, we are going to achieve success at the end of the day. And even when they fall, when they make that, that failed step, we should not say, why did you take that? No, we should encourage them that that's not the end of the road. Please get up and let us do it this other way, you will achieve. So it is important for us to, have that feeling of kindness, consideration, to help, to really, because some people just need to listen. They want somebody to tell them, this is what you are doing, what I'm doing is okay. So I have a sister. I've never met her, but she's in South Africa. Since the moment I came to know her, she has been moving from one level of, excellence to another. Because when she gets something to say, this is what I'm trying to do. Yes, this is okay. Why not search for this kind of opportunity again in your community? Now she's becoming somebody who is also impacting on youths and children in our environment. And she's feeling so happy that she's adding value to the society. So this is the way we should all go. We should collaborate. We should support one another. We should not, run down or look down on anybody's efforts. No matter how little, let us give that encouraging shoulder to that person. So we need to have that empathy, you know, we need to have it and believing that the divine, the owner of everything, will support all our individual efforts to achieve success.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Adria wants to say something.
There's just a question in the chat and I would read it and answer it quickly. Okay. The person is asking about therapy. And I think it's important for us to do it in, let me see. So thinking of how to use technology to help people suffering in silence. Could you brief us on what information you need? What information you need before establishing a counseling service for your clients? Could you be could you be anonymous at the beginning? I really love this question. One thing that working online has revealed for me is, I only say clients online now. I have seen clients that I don't know who they are. And I never thought that would be possible. Where a client comes and they don't want a picture, just like the iPhone 10, and I don't know who they are, but we connect. They get what they need and they leave. However, I would need, your question is, can you be anonymous at the beginning? I would need you to at least send me a message and ask me for support. And that would mean you would need to send me either email or a text. So I would have those information. But I would not go more than that. I don't need anything else. There was somebody that I was talking to only last week, and when we started initially, she would turn off the camera. She was like, I can't speak to you when I'm looking at you. And I said, listen, this is your space, do whatever you want. And I said, you know, we won't be able to do this if we were in person. She said, I would never go for therapy if it was in person. And that was just incredible. This is the time, guys. If confidentiality, anonymity is a thing for you, contact a therapist. Don't give a name. Like, your name doesn't mean anything, but we don't need to know anything more. And you can get the support that you need. Thank you. I hope that was helpful for who asked the question.
Yeah. Thanks for that. That will bring us to the end. Do you want to round up in 1 minute?
Just one thing, please. I know I don't want to take any time. Please, we started a mentoring program last year in November. And that was because a lot of my work in the last 3 years have been with women, migrant women in direct provision, refugees, and all of that. And we discovered that a lot of them come into the country, particularly from our continent, with a lot of qualifications. But you know the story. I don't need to go into the story of direct provision and the impact it has on women. What we have been doing is trying to connect these people, because I do a lot of work with them in terms of career development and all of that. We try to connect with them with people that look like them. So people of African descent with people of African, because we want them to see that it is possible for you to grow your career in Ireland. And so if you want to be part of that program, please get in touch with me through AMDAF. We want mentors, people who are in their own spaces, doing well in your office and all of that. We want you to please work with people in these spaces. These women need help. You know the story of confidence, and a lot of them are in bits. So I don't want to go into too much of that, but you know the story. So if you know that you're a woman that is doing well, please step up and work with these women. If you are in nursing space, we like to connect you with somebody who is interested in nursing. You know, even in social work, we want to connect with somebody who is interested in that area, so that we give them an insight into what is obtainable for them in Ireland. And the last thing is that we are working with one global organization at the moment, and they have given us an opportunity to bring people of African descent who are really qualified into their workplace. So they will give, let me say, the candidates of my own enterprise, my company, they will give them preference because they are African descent and they come from us. So and that is where we want to get to. We want to get to a position where we are working in partnership, not fighting the companies. We want to work strategically with them. Work with them, say, we have qualified people among us. Give us a chance, you know, to step up there and show what we got. And that can only be done if we are working with them as allies. So if you do know people who are really qualified, please get in touch with AMDAF and they'll get in touch with us, and we help them to get, at least to the best of our ability, prepare them to get into those kind of workplaces. And if you are somebody that knows what is in your own organization, you can be a sponsor. Drop somebody's name, tell them what's going on in your company, tell them that there's a position going on, and then teach them how to enter your organization. Drop their name here, there, everywhere. That's how we support our own growth and development. Thank you. I'll leave it there. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. Moderators, do you want to round up in 1 minute? Do you have any other thing just before we go on to the next on the agenda?
I think quickly, we just want to say thank you to our panelists today. They've been awesome. They've been wonderful. And like we normally do in AMDAF, so we are going to be sending this to you maybe through email. This will be for you to show our appreciation, Catherine. That will be for Catherine. That is for doing this with us today. We really appreciate you. And I'll be presenting, let me use that word now. I'll be presenting Toluwani's own as well to her for now. So Toluwani, that will be for you for joining us today. Thank you so much. And this will be going to Mrs. Grillo. Thank you so much, ma'am, all the way from Nigeria. We are going to be sending that to you. And lastly, this is going to Ejiro. Okay, 1 second.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ejiro, that will be for you. We've been sending that to you. And of course, as well, okay, not Ejiro again.
Or maybe she deserves two.
Oh, yeah, yes. Okay.
Now, hang on a second. If she's getting two, I want three.
Yeah, Kathy, you deserve 5.
Natasha, darling, that will be you.
Thank you so much.
So the audience, I hope we didn't miss any comments or anybody that raised a hand. If you have a comment in the chat box that has not been read, I think the host will get to it. And if you have a direct question for the panelists as we continue, you can still put it in the chat box. You can send to them privately as well, if that is better for you, if that is how you want it. The program continues. I'll hand over to the host now. And once again, thank you so much for giving us this platform to have this conversation.
Oh, yes, that was very important. That was the main reason why we're here today. So that was very necessary. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, panelists. Thanks for coming on board. Thanks for giving us part of your time. We really do appreciate it. And we'll be calling you back for, our future programs and, all some of our webinars that we'll host soon. And we hope that you will honor our invitation again. Thanks so much for that. And I have to acknowledge the fact that we're running a little behind schedule. We are very sorry about that, but the discussion got really hot and we just couldn't, stop the panelists, from giving us that vital information that is so necessary for, our, empowering us or being, just giving us that edge, within the society. Thanks so much for the panelists and our, moderators. So now we're going to be moving to the next on the agenda, which is the interlude. But before we get to the interlude, sorry, can you please mute yourself if you are not talking? Thank you. So the next on the agenda is the interlude /poem, Precious will be introducing the person that will read the poem to us. Precious, can you please bring that to life? Thank you.
All right, welcome everyone. I'm very, very inspired by all the panel discussion, and I'm very, very motivated. So I'm going to be introducing the poets for today's event, of which, sorry for the delay, I just want to scroll down and I'll be introducing Naomi Nke. She's a poet of today. She's 17 years old. She's from Galway City. She believes in equal right for all, regardless of gender, race, religion, or sexual orientation. Naomi is a rising, bright and shining star to watch out for. So I'll be welcoming Naomi. Naomi, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Hi.
Welcome, Naomi.
Thank you.
You can start now. The floor is yours.
Since the beginning of time, we have been there, mighty warriors, strong and beautiful. This overflowing strength and radiating beauty, clear to the mirror, invisible to the eye. To the world, we must never falter. We must stand tall, act proud, be assertive, but not too loud. They love us and fear us. They envy our curls, our hips, and our smiles. These black queens that steal their men, they whisper behind our backs. Whether exploited, celebrated, or imitated, we must hold ourselves in high regard. If the world doesn't praise us, we must praise ourselves. Pretty black women, the world will build up walls around you. But I promise breakthrough. They say, no matter what they do, never forget the pretty black woman is you. That's where it ends.
That's beautiful.
That was
That's beautiful.
That's a nice poem.
That's very beautiful.
Naomi.
Please, can we unmute for a second and give her a round of applause, please?
Thank you, Naomi.
Nice one, Naomi.
Well done, Naomi. Beautiful.
Well done, Naomi.
Well done. So much.
Nice, very good. Well done.
Thank you.
That was indeed beautiful.
See you at the top.
Yes, see you at the top.
It's getting there.
Yeah, so
actually we are getting there.
That's it. That's very uplifting. You know, that's encouraging, because if you have obviously, that thoughts and that might within you, that's what will get you really up there. And the sky is the start, just like Mrs. Grillo said. The sky is just the starting point for you. Just keep soaring. So going to the other interlude, we're going to go back to our questions again while our welfare officer is getting some virtual food, virtual menu ready for us. Don't get hungry, sorry. If you have to get your grab your cup of coffee, you can do that, because I wouldn't mean to get you serving, but sorry, that is just something that will come in kind of briefly, just to give us an interlude. Just while we're waiting for that, we're just going to go to the question. So Precious, do you want to go give us the next question, the question number 5? You have to unmute yourself. You are muted.
Sorry. Okay, the question number 5 is, what's the last Irish female president's name? Last Irish female president.
More gifts to
anyone?
Mary McLeish.
You have to raise your hand.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Ellen's hands is up. Ellen has her hand up first.
Helen has her hand up. Helen, please.
It's Mary McLeish.
Thank you for that. That's in the right answer. You have 25 euros Dunster's voucher for answering that question. Thank you.
I'm actually jealous. No.
So we're going to the next question. Where did Michelle Obama meet her husband? Does anybody know the answer? Where did Miss Michelle Obama meet her husband? Khadija? No, I can't call you Khadija. No, you're not part of this.
Can I answer?
I'll give you the chance. Yeah, Precious, go on.
Actually, it's a cheating if I answered because I have the answer, so it will be nice
Yeah,
for the rest.
we actually
you have the
have a
answer.
couple of
Yeah.
we have a couple of answers. I can give you the first person.
The first person, exactly.
Galaxy S9 Plus.
Galaxy S9 Plus. Yeah, because Olukemi Mustafa has answered a question earlier. If she got it right, she's not gonna get any gift. So we better go to the next
I'll
person.
put her hand down. Galaxy S9 Plus.
Galaxy S9 Plus.
Hello.
Please mute yourself if you are not talking, please. Mute yourself. The host, can you please mute the noise, please?
That's done. That's done.
Thank you.
Galaxy can go on now.
Yeah, please, Galaxy.
I'm not sure of the answer. I will guess. I think they
give it
met in college.
Can you go further a bit?
I think they met in college. I don't know the name of the college.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's not close. So the next person,
next.
Toyosi.
They met in law school.
Wow, that's the right answer.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
President, can you just
Thank
flash
you.
the voucher you have?
You didn't meet in law school, no?
Law firm.
They met in law firm.
Law firm. Yes.
Not law school.
She's close. She's
But
close
she's
enough.
close. She's close
give
enough.
It to her.
We'll give it to her. She tried. We'll give it to her. So, President, can you flash the gift you have with you there?
Okay, I have this for Toyosi, €25 voucher from Lidl. I'll be posting that to you. And to everybody that has one voucher,
thank you.
Kindly send your address to info.amdaf@gmail.com.
Name and address.
Post on Monday.
Yes, the name and address, please. So,
yeah.
Precious, we're going to the next question.
The next question is, who is generally regarded as the richest self-made woman in the US? Like the most influential women, actually. Most influential woman in the US.
Mimi signed this up.
Who did you say?
Mimi.
Mimi?
It's Oprah Winfrey.
That's the right answer.
Yeah, that's the right answer. Congrats, Mimi.
Congratulations. I have a €25 Boots voucher for you for that. That was indeed the right answer. So we're moving to the next one, which is, okay, Still I Rise is a poem by who?
Pamela stands up.
Pamela?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Maya Angelou.
That's the right answer. Well done. Well done. We're going to stop there.
Beautiful.
So you have a 1-for-all voucher worth €25. So that's Pamela. We have can we have the menu now? PR office host, can you share the virtual menu before we go to the next on the agenda?
Okay.
And we leave the rest of the questions till towards the last interlude.
Feel free to pick your choice, please.
This is really not fair.
Serve yourself.
It's really not fair.
This is so unfair. It is
totally unfair.
This is mean.
I'm here to take your orders, please.
It is mean.
Please do not blame COVID on this. Do not blame COVID on this.
Oh, look at that fresh fish. Woo, 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 woo. Wow. Is that Shaki Onigbawe or what?
Stop. 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 Stop.
Oh, this will be so right for Kathy.
Stop.
Yay. Catherine.
Khadija, I'm getting in my car.
Oh my goodness.
Catherine, you can come over anytime. You know that. You can come over anytime. No. This is
Natasha,
personal
that's
now.
your option. That one is good for Natasha there.
That's for me.
This is not fair.
This is for me.
No, this is not for me.
Oh, no.
Can I have the Amala on spot, please?
Oh, sure.
Mama,
Okay.
This one, I don't want this one. I don't know what the name is.
I can manage that. No, this is for my president. This last one is for my president.
Wow.
Music, President. Just for 1 minute, can you blast the music, please? Please blast the music. Blast the music.
I'm blasting it.
Dance, dance, dance. Please dance, dance, dance.
Give us the music, President.
We can't hear it. You are the only one listening to your music.
Why are you enjoying it solely? Come on.
Can't you hear it? I'm playing it.
Carrying and sharing is good. Come on.
Let's dance, come on.
Hey, on the road.
Oh, finally, Sister Jalila, Sister Alima, welcome on board.
Sister Mohammed, go.
We'll get back to the agenda. Mrs. DJ, thank you for your music.
1 more minute now.
That's it. Sorry. Mrs. DJ, thank you for your music. She's loving the music.
She can't hear.
She's carried away by the music.
Except you type a message to her.
I will.
You follow Miss Adia's here.
Stop.
DJ, they said you should stop. She can barely hear.
Some people are still digging it, so leave it
I
on.
think I like that. DJ also have given us a nice Yoruba music for us Yorubas here.
This is for everybody.
Oh, okay. But at least you can have some kind of a joke.
Stop it, President. Stop. Thank you. She understood the sign language. That's very good. My president is very she's a virtuous woman. So going on to the next on the agenda, which is Intercultural Epic Award Ceremony. The award presentation is what we will be going into now. So Precious?
Okay, so the award, I'll be giving out an award. So I'll be calling the award representative of the Vicky, the representative of African United Galway.
Do we have the representative here?
Representative of African United Galway?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Africa United Galway.
Yes, hello. Pamela as the Secretary of Africa United Galway.
Thanks, Pamela, for coming on board.
Thank you so much.
You will be presenting the award to Vicky Casserly.
All right.
The floor is yours.
Vicky's online as well.
Bye, guys.
So citation is there on the screen. Pamela, if you like to read.
Yeah. Vicky Castley, Councillor Castley, has spent her years in South Dublin County Council working to improve the lives of her constituents and the community. An integral member of the Fine Gael team in Dublin Midwest, Vicky enjoys working closely with her party colleagues on issues that are important to the people of Lucan and Palmerstown. She's a passionate advocate for equality and believes in achieving results by doing. She has been involved with the resolution of many local matters in the areas of Lucan and Palmerstown and is currently on the committee of the Participatory Budgeting Pilot Project. Vicky was also instrumental in securing the inclusion of Paralympic section at the South Dublin Schools cross-county competition. She believes in working together with the local community to create a positive environment for everyone to live in. Vicky offers strong, committed and vibrant representation for Lucan and Palmerstown on South Dublin County Council. The mother of two is also a carer for her son James and is involved with Bardstown, where she was recently named an ambassador. Vicky Castley, we honor you.
Yeah, we do.
Vicky, can you say hi? Let's put you on spotlight, please. Okay.
Hi.
Second.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Vicky.
How are you?
Hi.
Hi, Vicky. Congrats.
Hi.
Congratulations. Can you hold the award up?
Vicky, you have the award with you.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to receive this.
Do you have the award with you to hold up?
Oh, yep.
Please do.
Thank you so much. And it was very kindly delivered yesterday with a very familiar face. So I really appreciated it. And
We all unmute and clap for Vicky, please.
Wow, well done. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Okay. The next award will be going to Salome, but I'm going to be calling on board the person that will give that to Salome of Ayodele Yusuf.
Ayodele Yusuf is Board of Trustee AMDAF. Is she there?
Ayodele Yusuf. I don't think she's here. It doesn't seem like she's here. Can I ask the Vice President to present this award to Salome, please?
Okay. Salome Mbugwa, am I right?
Mbugwa,
I want to say on behalf of AMDAF, I want to say congratulations and I present the award to you as a token of our appreciation for all that you do. Salome is a commissioner for Irish human rights and equality. Salome is a researcher, gender equality activist, and human rights advocate. She is the founder of Akidwa, the Migrant Women's Network, where she works as the head of operations and strategy. Salome has over 20 years of experience of working with underrepresented groups, in particular women, children, and the youth in Europe, Africa, and internationally. Our strong belief in equality and justice has shaped our career, leading to engagement with policymakers at national, European, and international level. Salome serves on various boards and advisory groups in Ireland and at the European level. She is the president of European Network of Migrant Women, and sits on the EU expert group on economic migration. Salome also sits on the Observatory Expert Group on Violence Against Women with the European Women Lobby. And in 2015, the OHCHR UN Fellow of People of African Descent, and 2010, Eisenhower Fellow on Women Leadership. Salome holds a master's degree in equality studies from UCD, that's the University College Dublin, and has just completed a doctorate research at Trinity College Dublin in international peace studies. Salome, on behalf of AMDAF, I want to say we appreciate you and congratulations on this award. If you are here, can you hold your award and let people see you?
Congratulations, Salome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Salome.
Where are you?
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
Whoever is not talking, can you mute yourself, please?
Yes, so I was actually just saying thank you very much. I don't have the award here with me because I just actually came back from Kenya from an emergency family trip, and it actually went to a kid office, given the address, but they sent me the picture and I have seen it. I'm on quarantine for 14 days. It finishes next week, but I'm very grateful and I received this award wholeheartedly, and I give it actually back to all the women out there who are doing great things. I was very much inspired by Ms. Grillo. So I think she's from Nigeria. She was speaking earlier, and everything she said, for example, I could relate very well. And it's very important that we relate with women like her who are on the ground and who have a lot of wisdom that we can share with. So thank you so much. And I've actually enjoyed every bit of the conference today. Thank you.
Congratulations, Salome.
Congratulations, Salome.
Well done, Salome. Well done.
Just before we proceed, can I please urge everybody to mute yourself, please? If you are not speaking, can you please mute yourself? Because there's this noise at the background that is interrupting what we're saying. Mute yourselves.
I think we just
Thank you.
off.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna call on to
On mute. You're on mute.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was just talking. Yeah, Precious, can we move on to the next?
So our next award is going to Ellen Alimo Adebayo.
No, Alima Adebayo is announcing the next.
Yeah. Alima Adebayo is the one to announce the next awardee. Sorry.
That's okay. Alima
Don't
Adebayo,
worry,
please.
Rachel, you get there. You become a pro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She
Definitely.
certainly will.
You are good.
Thank you.
So
Alima
can we have
Adebayo.
okay, good afternoon, everyone. Can we have okay. So my name is Alimot. I'm volunteering as a financial secretary to AMDAF. So on behalf of AMDAF, I will be presenting this award to Uchechukwu Helen Ogu. I've read something about her. She's a superstar. She's a performer. So I will go through some things we need to know about her before we present the award to her. So Uchechukwu Helen Ogu is a community activist who is passionate about migrant issues and has been involved with organizations supporting and advocating for asylum seekers, refugees, and migrants in Galway. She's a graduate of the MA in Family Support Studies in the UNESCO Child and Family Research Center. She has a report and published journal on parenting challenges and child protection issues in direct provision to her credit. She has also presented at the parallel session of the UNESCO Child and Family Research Center Biennial Conference with the topic Faith, a bolstering factor in parenting in direct provision. Helen has been guest speakers at different events, highlighting the plight of asylum seekers and refugees, mental health and women mentoring conferences, and also made a presentation to the Senate Ad hoc Committee on Direct Provision. Helen was picked as the first migrant candidate for Ireland's first ever political campaign school, Inspire program, and the Equip campaign school by the Women for Election in 2012, and encouraged to run for the 2014 local elections. Ellen currently works with Galway Volunteer Center as a project development / organization support worker, with responsibility for supporting organizations, identifying training needs, developing training and facilitating training and workshops. She's a certified life coach, practices as a life coach, and currently hosts the Ladies Hangout, a virtual platform for women she set up during the COVID-19 outbreak to enable women share and support one another, and also to promote positive mental health. Ellen volunteers with Galway City Baptist Church as a trustee member, administrator, Galway Rape Crisis Center as a psychological support worker, public advisory panel of the PPI Ignite at NUI Galway, and ARD Resource Center Doyishka, Galway, as a family support worker and a board member. She was the past chairperson of the Galway Refugees Support Group, and in 2019 completed a term as a member of the Patient Council member of the Social University Healthcare Group. Most importantly, she's the mother to a beautiful lady, Chiazokam, and also a foster parent. So Ellen, you've achieved a lot within a little time space. Congratulations on this amazing award, and thank you for honoring our invitation.
Congrats, Ellen.
Thank you so
well
much.
done, Ellen. You deserve it. Well
Yeah,
done.
thank you. I just want to say thank you to everyone. It's been a fantastic day. It's been an inspiring day, and I've really learned so much. One thing I believe in life is that we never stop learning. You know, you might think you know it, but each day you get something that would inspire you and that will push you to the next level. So I just want to say thank you, Islamia. You are just, I don't know the word to use for you, but you're so inspiring. Whenever I see you, the strength, the energy is just so, in fact, you give me that nudge, you know, and so well done for all you do, and all the women here, even some men are here. I appreciate you all. And I want to tell women, let us hold each other's hands. Let us believe in ourselves. Let us support ourselves. We need each other. So I just want to say thank you so much. It's been a fantastic evening. God bless you all. And
thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
So we will be moving to the next person of Akona that will present the award to Mabogaje. Akona.
Hi, warriors. I'm presenting an award to Tawakali Mojisola Kwadri Mabogaji. She holds a postgraduate diploma in partial differential equation and higher diploma in computer science, and presently pursuing a course in psychology. Her quest for education as the basis of knowledge leads to her other qualifications in Viansink, award in global distribution systems, a diploma foundation in travel and tourism, medical administration, and as well as supervisory management. Mojisola, an excellent communicator and listener, worked in Nigeria as a computer science professional and rose to becoming the head of the department. She also worked in legislative arms of government in Nigeria, the National Assembly, before taking a career break to raise her family while engaging in community volunteering activities and upskilling. In her urge to return to work, she had a brief stint with Connolly Hospital with the HSC, working with the team as the first contact for patients attending the emergency unit, which involves good human relations, as this involves calming and reassuring distressed patients. Her passion for community service as a way of giving back to society knows no bound. She's an advocate of people coming together to achieve common goals for the overall good of the community and not just living one's life. Her community life teaches compassion, lifting others as a means of creating a just and equitable society. Her advocacy platform also creates an opportunity to help and nurture young teenagers to learn valuable lessons of life. Mojisola believes service to the community is an integral part of her hobby. She believes we all need to interact with those around us to keep our lives fulfilled and bring people together for a common cause. Mojisola is the founder of the Compassionate Family Foundation, a non-governmental organization which is in Nigeria. She is the Balbriggan Women Development Group Coordinator, the Public Relations Officer of Fingal County Council Integration Forum, and Public Relations Officer of Federation of Muslim Women Associations in Ireland, and former board member of the Board of Management in Bracken Educate Together National School, Balbriggan. Mojisola has unquantifiable proven experience in volunteering and integrating in a multicultural environment. She's married and blessed with children. Congratulations, Mojisola.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone, the AMDAF crew.
Can you please
Amdala crew for the award. In fact, I don't know what I do to deserve this, but may Almighty Allah continue to bless AMDAF. I appreciate your gift. Although,
can you please pin Mojisola? Yeah. Sorry.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you now.
I appreciate you very much. Though, as I said, I'm the founder of the Compassionate Family Foundation. We help less privileged people and with disability. I am also the PRO of Finger Council, as they said. I've been involved in communities, they said that. I would like to recognize the work of humanitarian that AMDAF have been going through. May Almighty God continue to be with you. Your efforts are well recognized, honestly. It's well recognized. Beyond what you guys are thinking, you are doing a great job. I'm using this opportunity to talk to everybody that in this platform to support the AMDAF. Wherever they call you, continue to be with them. I appreciate you, Mr. Islamia and AMDAF crew for this award, and I'm very grateful. May Almighty continue to bless everyone and everybody that's here today. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Can you lift your award for us to see?
What?
Can you hold
Let's see your award.
That's it.
Well done. Congratulations, Harkat. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you all. I don't know what I do to deserve it, but may God bless.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
That's it. Keep doing what you're doing. People are watching.
Awardees, keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
People, you're inspiring people without your knowledge. Keep doing it.
That's
Congratulations,
it.
my
Congratulations.
sister.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
So moving on to the next person, Precious, would you introduce the person that will give the award?
Oh, yes. The next person to give this award is Nana Oscar, and she will be giving this award to Nana Nubi.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much to Isla and Amda for this amazing event. Really enjoying it. It's so inspiring. So I'm going to be presenting the award on behalf of AMDAF to Nana Nubi. So just to speak a little bit about Nana and then to pass you over to her. So Nana has been involved in so many things. She's absolutely amazing. Nana Nubi is currently undertaking a PhD with the Hate and Hostility Research Group with the School of Law and Sociology at the University of Limerick. She's researching people of African descent and on Garda Síochána, the Irish police, on perceptions, attitudes, and experiences. Nana Nubi holds a bachelor's degree in law from University College Dublin and an LLM in international and comparative law from Trinity College Dublin. She's training at the Honourable Society of the King's Inn to become a barrister. Nana is currently presenter at the Anti-Racism and Black Studies Institute, lecturing on topics to decolonise the negative Eurocentric narratives about people of African descent. She was selected by the Department of Justice and Equality to serve on the Anti-Racism Committee in Ireland. Nana has professional experience in human resource management and business development. She also has a history of working in human rights organisations such as Afro-Irish, Africa Centre Ireland, and the United Nations International Decade for People of African Descent. In 2015, she founded the Alpha Project, a youth empowerment initiative. Nana Nubi has also published a 50-page interactive colouring book called Nigerian Heritage, containing illustrations and stories about the rich history and culture of Nigeria. Nana is passionate about ensuring people of African descent maximise their potential. Well done, Nana. I'll hand it over to you now.
Congratulations, Nana.
Congratulations, Nana. Can you
good
please
afternoon.
speak so you
Yes.
can be put on spotlight? Yeah, very good.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for this award. I really appreciate it. Thank you, AMDA, for recognizing myself, and I can't really say that I deserve so much, but I appreciate the fact that you saw me worthy, and I just hope that this inspires more young people to do whatever it is that they feel is within them. I know I've listened to the talks today, and it's been very inspiring. A lot of talk about women not shrinking and not holding back. Yeah. And I just want to thank my mom for being a fantastic example to me, because growing up as a woman, I never felt like I needed to shrink. I never felt like I was less than because I was a woman. My mom never, she was always bold and was always courageous. And so I always had that example of a woman maximizing potential, a woman being excellent in everything. And I just want to thank my dad as well, because he is a man who, although we were saying that men aren't so nurturing, he's a man who is very nurturing and was also very maternal. And my dad was a man who is a man who very much told me to, to achieve as much as I can and never to shrink. And he never made my femininity a negative thing. I wasn't aware that women were seen as less than until I went out into the world, because in my home, I was always told that I could do everything. I'm so grateful to my parents for that. I'm so grateful to my husband, Nubike, who has been amazing, who's been supporting me in everything and encouraging me, sometimes pushing me further than I want to be pushed, but he's absolutely determined to be that husband who he was always says that he doesn't want the situation where, you got married and then you weren't able to achieve anymore. He always says that he wants to be that man who, even when his wife got married and had children, she's still able to maximize her potential. And I'm so grateful to God for him, for always being my rock. And thank you so much for the community for accepting me. And I do hope that, the skills that I gain will be beneficial and will ensure that, people of African descent maximize potential and we do achieve equality as everyone else in this world is entitled to. So thank you again, Amdaf. The award is very beautiful. So yeah, God bless you all. I really appreciate it.
Congratulations, Nana.
Congratulations, Nana. Well done. Keep it up.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Nana. So we will be moving to the next on the agenda, which is another interlude. So the other interlude now is we're down back to the questions. So I have a special question for everybody in the audience, apart from the executives, because you're not getting any of these gifts. No, I'm not giving you the voucher, no way. So I'm just giving it to the audience. So and when I mean the audience, that is the people that hasn't won anything so far from the question that has been asked. So the question I have is, can somebody here tell me something significant they have learned or they are about to take away from this program today? Something that is going to...
Your money, his hand is up.
That is it. Now I'll take BC or money. Go on, BC.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak here. What I am going to take away today is that even though I am a young person, I can achieve anything I put my heart to achieve.
Right. Well done.
Good. Very good. That means you got seriously inspired with everything that has been discussed here today. That is very, very good. I have a voucher here for you.
Aniki George raised her hand at a point.
But
No,
we're looking for the first person that raised the hand, because that's...
I think Nikki wanted to give a comment or a contribution or something. It was before the question started coming in that she had her hand raised.
Okay, can Nikki then express what she wants to add to this? Nikki? There's no stopping you, BC. Okay, yeah. Nikki?
Hi,
did you want to say something?
Actually,
Hello.
I was just raising my hand just to clap for all the people that are awarded to.
Okay.
Okay. Well, all right.
Then
Thank
I
you.
have a contribution. So, like, for me, what I learned here, like today, is all about that. You know, we are unstoppable. Even people of African community, we are unstoppable. Everything that we put our mind to do, if we really, really want to do it, we can do it with the supporting of each other.
Perfect.
Thank you
Thanks
for that.
a lot, Nikki.
Thanks a lot. BC Omoniyi, I have a gift for you. You have just won yourself a 25 euros gift voucher for Boots. So that will be mailed out to you. For everybody that has won gifts here today, can you please send your name and your address to the AMDAF email, info.amdaf@gmail.com. Please send your details to info.amdaf@gmail.com. So,
is Cynthia Aligo in the house?
Sorry?
Cynthia Aligo. Is Cynthia here? She came in first. Okay, Cynthia Aligo came in first. Can you send your address? I have a Tesco 20 euro voucher for you for being the first person to log in.
Oh, she's not here at the moment. She left, I think, but we'll get in touch with her.
Do you know her?
She'll be able to.
Yes, I think I know her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Cynthia Ligo. She's my sister-in-law, so I can.
Okay.
Okay, let her get in touch with us, please.
Contra,
I will.
Tesco 20 euro voucher for her.
That's fine. All
I
right.
have one more to go, hosts.
Yeah, we still have 4 more gifts. We still have more questions. So the next question, Precious, can you take that, please?
Okay, the next question is, who is Meghan Markle? Who is Meghan Markle?
Temi Aderomu's hand is up first.
My hand is up.
Who did you say?
Temi Aderomu's hand is up first.
Temi Aderomu. Okay, Temi.
Meghan Markle is Prince Harry's wife, even though she's of American descent.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, correct.
President, the gift voucher you have there.
So the 25 euro Tesco voucher will be going to Temi Aderomu if you send your address to info.amdaf@gmail.com. Thank you.
That's very good. So moving on to the next, on the question, mention 2 things about Kamala Harris. Who can mention 2 things about Kamala Harris? Who can mention 2 things about Kamala Harris? Okay, Billy?
Yeah.
Billy, can you take that? Unmute yourself. Billy, unmute yourself. Billy?
Hello.
Hi there.
I think she's the vice president and she's a woman of African descent.
Very good. Very
Vice President too.
Vice President too.
To America.
Well done. Well done. I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, that's very, very good. You got it right. I have a 25 euros voucher, Boots voucher for you. You have just won that. So we have only 2 questions left and the 2 gifts. The 2 gifts will be these 2 massive Ankaras. It will be mailed out to whoever wins it. Precious, can you take us to the next
Please
question?
allow us to answer now.
No.
AMDAF executives are not allowed.
No way.
The next question is name the awardees and what they do. That's
That's good.
our current question.
Okay, Miriam Adini has a hand up first.
Mimi. I think Mimi won a
Miriam
question.
Adeniyi.
Oh, Miriam.
Miriam
Okay.
is the first, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Miriam Adeniyi, yeah?
Yeah, one of the awardees, Nana Adeni, Nana Nubi,
good,
for her work with African descent and marginalization and all of that. And then another awardee is Vicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, she for her work with people for people development and involvement and I don't know.
Yeah, you gave it a good ride. That's good enough for me.
And the next?
Very good. And the next?
The next?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Salome.
Good.
Okay. For her work in the at the
Akidwa.
Sorry, Akidwa.
That's fine. Next.
Very good. Next.
And then more to go. I'm helping you. Two more to
more.
go. You did 3 already.
Yeah.
And
even the first name will do. So you have Nana, you have Vicky, you have Salome.
Look at your screen, Miriam.
Oh, screen. Oh, thank you.
Look behind.
Don't give her clues.
Oh, thank you. Let me look at my screen. Elise, E. And there's this yeah.
I think she's good. 3 out of 5 is good enough.
3 out of 5 is good. Yeah, she actually tried.
Well done. She did a good job there. Yeah.
A great job. Well done for that.
Done,
so
Mariam.
You have won yourself this 6-yard Ankara that will be mailed out to you very soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So the next question I'll be taking, what did Rosa Parks became famous for?
Mimi didn't even wait for the question. She raised her hand. Yes.
But she has won. She won a prize earlier.
There's no limit. There's no limit.
Oh goodness me!
Give another person opportunity.
There's no limit.
There is. Another person from the audience. If we can't get another person, then we'll give it to you, Mimi.
How about me?
Precious wants to.
Okay, Precious. Yes, you can take that.
She helped to organize the civil rights movement in the US. So
very
that's
good.
the reason I knew about.
No, that's not true.
That's a particular thing she did.
I don't know. I really know that she helped.
Okay.
She refused to give up this up for the white guy.
Just hold on. Sandra's hand is up. Precious, still hold on there. But Sandra, go ahead.
Yes.
Sandra?
Hello.
Hi.
She stood up for herself by not standing up for a white person to sit on the bus.
Correct.
You're correct. You're correct, but notwithstanding Precious, you're still getting something. I promise.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our girls are getting something. Naomi, Precious, 2 of you.
Yeah.
So Sandra, you have won yourself a 6-yard Ankara that will be mailed out to you in the post. Just send your details to info.amdaf@gmail.com. Thanks for answering. That brings us to the end of the interlude. We will be going to the next on the agenda, which is the closing keynote address. This will be given to us by the Vice President of AMDAF, the person of Mrs. Abeo Mohammed.
Good evening, everyone, and I'm sure it's been an inspiring evening, and thanks everyone for coming on board. And I say congratulations to all our awardees. My closing keynote address is going to be centered around the power of women and the importance of using our authentic power to fulfill a purpose. Authentic power is the kind of power that can never be taken from us. It is demonstrated when we're able to align who we are with what we really have come to the world to do. In other words, matching our personality with our purpose. Oprah Winfrey in 2015 at the Power of Women luncheon in US said, any life, no matter how fantastic it is enhanced by sharing, by giving, by supporting, by elevating, and by creating spaces and opportunities for each other. At AMDAF, we use our authentic power through our annual AWR, African Women Roundtable, in helping women of African descent to change the narrative surrounding their identity. We help them to follow their dreams and help them find their personal fulfillment. While it is a beautiful thing, my sisters, to receive an award like this, the true reward is in the lives that you are able to touch and the people whose lives we have been able to impact. Oprah also emphasized that our lives get better when we can find a way to share it with someone else. As we have just celebrated the International Women's Day with the theme, Choose to Challenge. I want us all to go home today and think of how we can use ourselves and everything that we have been given to serve that which is greater than us. I choose to challenge us all to create a nurturing environment for our fellow women to excel. Let us all use our personality to serve the energy of our soul in the realization of our purpose on earth. Use your authentic power positively towards the attainment of authentic empowerment. In following our dreams, in following our passion, and in developing resilience, in doing the things that make us happy, let us always remember to support ourselves. And as AMDAF says, let us leave no one behind. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for that.
Thank you.
Keynote closing remarks. It was indeed a powerful one, and that has left us with something, to take on board within ourselves throughout the next, coming year till we meet again. So we're going to be going to the next on the agenda, which is the closing remarks. Precious, will you introduce the person that will give us the closing remarks, please?
Okay, yes. Sorry, I'll just quickly check. Sorry. Sorry.
You're all right. Take your time.
Yes, I'm just looking for the name of the person.
You're all right.
Sorry. Sorry, the closing remarks will be given by Khadija Wan.
Okay, it's my turn after all.
I hope I pronounced the name properly.
You did
very well,
Precious.
Sorry.
You did fantastic.
Thank you, Ma.
You've been great today. I need to acknowledge that. I would like to say a big thank you to our keynote speaker, Mrs. Billikis Savage, all the way from the UK. She's always there when we call on to her. I want to say a very big thanks to her. Our panelists, starting from Ichiro to Toluwani, Mrs. Grillo, Kathy, and Islamia. I know I've dragged you
Natasha.
in and out. and Natasha as well, sorry. I've created some headaches in setting up the AWR with these ladies, and they've always been there when we call all on them. And on to the awardees. I can't express how much we are grateful for you representing all the women out there and giving us that kind of mind that anything can happen. Mrs. Grillo talked about encouragement. Toluwani's talked about support, and Ijiro mentioned about being open up about what you're going through. Islamia is saying we should not be judgmental of each other. They all brought messages to the table, which these have already conquered in their own little ways. And that's why we're inspired, and they are here today, and we're congratulating them again on behalf of HAMDAF team, and also to the ESCO members of HAMDAF. You've been fantastic. Different meetings at odd hours, and you're always there to answer the call. Also to our sponsors, I can't name every one of them, sorry, but they've been supporting us. This is the 4th year going, I'll say, and whenever we call upon them, they're always supporting us. And to all the audience on this platform today, those that have left, those that are still hanging on to the event with us, I'll say what Toluwani said. I took it from what she said. We can't be who we need to be without supporting each other. We could only hold this program today because you are interested in what we are here to present, and you stayed with us. I can't say more than, I can't say less than thank you, and we really, really do appreciate you. We hope that when next we call upon you, because we have different programs throughout the year, you will honor our invite. Thank you very much again. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that closing remarks. It indeed covered every aspect of what has been discussed so far today. And, I have to say a very massive thank you to everybody that has come on board today to support the success of this program. It has been in the planning since the past year. And, despite the fact that COVID has been an obstruction to, things one way or the other, but we give thanks to God. We thank everybody that has, even come on board here today to support this and make it a really huge success for us. We are so appreciative of everybody. We thank everybody for coming on board. My president wants to say something. President, please.
Yeah, I want to recognize the presence of Mr. Lazan from the Chairperson Africa Solidarity Center in Dublin. He's saying big congrats to organizers, speakers, and all participants, in particular all award recipients. Keep all the great work in solidarity forever. Thank you so much, Mr. Lazan. Mr. Lazan is always there for AMDA. All we need to do is just send a text, and it will be there. And I must mention that this program has been funded through the COVID-19 Emergency Fund by the Galway City Council, Galway City Local Government Development Committee, and the Departments of Rural and Community Development. This, the media, our official media partner is the Flex FM. That is the FM radio 101.3 at the NUI National University of Ireland here in Galway. I want to say thank you so much to everyone and all our friends and the executive member of AMDAV that actually donated the vouchers. Thank you. God bless.
Thanks so much, President. Thanks for covering that. And what I want to implore and urge everybody to keep doing is don't forget what you have learned from here today. Don't forget your take home from this program today, because there's been a huge reason behind the organizers putting all this together. And I believe that you would have taken one thing or the other away from this. Please, please, whatever you've taken away from this today, start working on it from the very second you're leaving this program, so that by the time we come back next year, we all will be sharing our successes. We all will be sharing how we have progressed in terms of our personal development and, you know, individual attainments and all our aspirations and goals, and, you know, the things that we plan to achieve within the closest future, the nearest future, and the further future. And don't forget to always remember your communities, your immediate communities, and the external communities. Don't forget to always impact and influence it positively. That's the reason why we're here. We're not just here because we want to be here or we just want to be us. We are here because of each other. And taking something from the closing remarks, do not forget to hold the hands of your sisters or your brothers. Ensure the moment you're climbing up the ladder, remember to pull people around you, along with you. Don't just run alone. Don't drive that alone. Do that with other people around you. And that is the slogan of AMDAF, leave no one behind. Precious, you have one or two things to say before we round up?
I want to recognize the presence of Galway City Partnership, please. And Susan as well is here from the bridge. Thank you so much for your support. Galway Youth Walk Island as well in Galway. Thank you so much.
Precious?
Yeah, I just want to say a very big thank you to the organizer of this event and for making me a part of this event. I really want to say a very big thank you. At first, I was like, oh, what did I get myself involved into? I'm so anxious, I can't do this. And I was like, because I was telling Tasha, like, I can't do this, Tasha. I've never done it before. What did I get myself involved into in the first? Why did I accept it? But I'm actually overwhelmed and inspired by every other panelists and everyone in this event. They actually motivated me to be myself and to focus on my dream and to take, like, they actually encouraged me, because that fear in me is just going down. I just feel inspired and refreshed, which I'm very grateful. I'm grateful to everyone of you.
Good.
That is very, very good, Precious. To round the whole thing up, I'm just going to say one thing. Remember, we're all in this together. And remember, you're not alone. We should all stand together as women in unity. Leave no one behind. And keep the conversation going till we meet again next year. The next 2022 AWR, by God's grace, we'll all be in this together. And it's going to be bigger, better, and massive. And I have to say a very big thank you to everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you.
AWR is already Saturday immediately after International Women's Day. So you already know the next dates.
Yes.
So please save the date.
Saturday immediately after International Women's Day. That is the next AWR. Put it in your diary.
Keep the conversation going. Just keep it going. Keep it going.
Remember, leave no one behind.
Thank you so
Give
much.
us some music. Mrs. DJ, come on.
Music, please.
That's that African woman. Skin from my woman. True African proud woman. Rise up, African woman. Definition of a partner. Rhyme so hard, she a hustler. Think you're the head of the house, but she a backbone of the whole plan. Everything's so nice. But she's so wise enough to be a ruler. This I'm so blessed. I drink water straight from the basin. Oh yeah, these women are so fine. A beauty like Kilimanjaro. Oh yeah, African woman rocks. An African woman rocks. African woman rocks. An African woman rocks. Alright, about now, make I tell you about my type of girl. Alright.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. See you next year. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
See you,
See you next year.
Congratulations, Amda.
See you
Bye.
next year.
Thank
Thank
you.
We are
you.
stronger
Thank
together.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Over
Bye-bye.
and out.
She
Bye, guys.
perspective. Thank you so much,
Bye,
Ma.
Precious.
Bye. Thanks so much for everything.
You're welcome. Bye.
A beauty like Kilimanjaro.